Good morning, good morning. Welcome to Sewing Street. How is everybody this morning? I tell you what, we've had a bit of a crazy couple of hours. Normally we have time to sit and, have a bit of a chill and chat before we come on air. It has been non-stop since 6 a.m. this morning. I say we haven't had time for a bit of a chat. We've had Kerrie here, so of course we've had a bit of a chin wag. We've had a lovely chat with Kerrie this morning. And as always, her kits are amazing, her shows. I'm going to go as far as saying this is the best day I think that we've had in this new studio. This is just so exciting. The line that we've got today is brilliant. I predict we have a lot of sellouts today, a lot of sellouts. So if you're watching live with us this morning, I know a lot of people tend to catch up in the afternoon on YouTube and, on the repeats. If I were you, if you can tune in bright and early with us, especially days like today, we're going to have lots of sellouts. But call the customer service team if you're watching on a repeat and find out availability, especially when we're talking about early birds like this. So we're launching our first ever Build Your Own Bundle, the Pick and Mix with Kat and Vic's show this first hour. So we said, Hayley, is there any way as our early bird, we never get to choose our early bird. Today, we've begged and we pleaded for the last week when we decided that we were going to do this. We've been saying, please, 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 can you hold back all of these colours so that we can do the best early bird ever? It is the mega bundle that we all know and love, that rainbow mega bundle, the ultimate stash builder. And your price today, as your early bird special, is unbelievable. So you're getting half a metre. Oh no, wrong one. Half a metre of all of these fabrics. Half a metre of black, half a metre of your greys, half a metre of your blues, half a metre of your greens, your pinks, your purples. Every one of these already pre-cut into half a metre pre-cuts for £69 and 80 pence. That it is a massive £10 and 47 saving. You're getting a metre and a half for free. You're getting a whole metre and a half for free, which is brilliant. Now, I must say, yes, we begged and we pleaded. We wanted to do this as the early bird. We tried to bundle as many as we possibly could. We tried to get as many as we possibly could. So I'm hoping this time it's enough to go around. But these are still always very, very popular. Loads of people spotted them on the website before we came live and we noticed lots had already sold. So well done if you did get in nice and early. Check out your baskets as soon as you can. For £69 and 80 pence, you're getting 11.5 metres. Should we go through the colours? Let me tell you the colours on this because it's really nice to know all of these are available individually on the, well, I say that, hopefully in time, or they might be at the moment. I can't say that they're all available on the website individually, but have a look. So they always come back in. These are our staple Rose and Hubble quilting weight fabrics. So go on, Kat, wherever you want. Let's go where we know definitely the shade. That's half a metre of white, half a metre of ivory, half a metre of nude, half a metre of vanilla, half a metre of corn yellow, half a metre of brunette, half a metre of magenta, half a metre of amethyst, half a metre of blush, half a metre of coral pink, half a metre of pomegranate, and then you've got half a metre of black, half a metre of dark grey, half a metre of school grey, half a metre of elephant or silver, again, pre-cut already, half a metre of jade. No, that one's jade. That's jade, I think. I think this is like sky, potentially sky. You've definitely got in here, this will be easier, because look at all these different shades of blue. You're definitely getting sapphire. You've got the infamous misty blue, which we say goes perfectly with all of your William Morris fabrics. Absolutely amazing. You've got teal in here. Got navy. Peacock. We've got lime. Peacock. sapphire. They're all absolutely beautiful. They are gorgeous. That misty blue is one of my favourites, and that is really, really limited. I think only available in the bundle. Remember, half a metre. Let me show you in the misty blue. Half a metre looks like this. It's 112 wide. All of these I've just predicted that all of these are going to sell out today. By the way, we've tried to bundle as many as we possibly can, but it's always going to be one of the most popular early birds because look at how much fabric you're getting. So much for your money. Just £69.80. It's today's early bird special. The early bird well and truly does catch the worm. 1.5 metres of fabric. When we're talking about pick and mix and making your own bundles, when we're talking about stash building, this is the ultimate, isn't it? We've got no other bundle like this in our pick and mix show. We've got 1/2 metre pre-cuts that you can mix and match yourself. Whereas here, in fact, just whilst everybody's checking out, please, 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 can you all message in? We'll show you the fabrics in a moment, but jot down the email address or get ready on Facebook, log on to Facebook so you can start, or on YouTube chat as well. If you're watching us on YouTube, if you comment on the video, then we'll be able to see that as well. And Kat's going to be eagle-eyed on all of the chats so that hopefully we're going to be able to get all of your messages in studio@sewingstreet.com, studio@sewingstreet.com. As I say, I'm doing my best. I'm trying to get better at putting together colours, as is Kat. She's very creative and very good at it anyway, but now her new role is part of scheduling as well, so she's doing it a lot more. So it's really good to be able to do shows like this. This is almost like, so Kat's role is, you know, to put together these bundles and put together the shows. You know when you go to a restaurant and they give you a board where you cook your own food on it? It's basically like that, and it's such like, it's a really cool, you know, I love the show and I love the idea. I'm not putting the show down because it's a brilliant idea, but also I think, hang on, this is your job, and you're the chef that's supposed to be cooking the dinner, and you get there. But no, Kat's saying, no, my reasoning to do this is that I want you to have the control of, right, I want that colour and that colour and that colour. I want you to be able to use everything in your bundle. So that's the exciting thing about today's show. £69.80. That's £10.47 saving already this morning at just 8:05. Okay, I know they were going before the show. We're so limited on that now. Ooh, right. Okay. Just before we go over, I've got a couple of charm packs that I want to show you. They're 5-inch squares from Tilda, and they are absolutely awesome. I've got the Bon Voyage range, which is just gorgeous, absolutely gorgeous. So I'm thinking if you want to mix these with any of your solids for applique projects, they're so beautiful. Just another one that we're really limited with. All 5-inch squares, pre-cut squares, £22.99 for 40 pieces, 40 of your pre-cuts, and they're all gorgeous Tilda prints. Just the last of stock of these now, so I thought I'd mention, as I know, if you've ever seen any of Delphine's shows, you've probably seen these Tilda charm packs. She always requests to work with them because they're so beautiful with lots of different fabrics, whether you are picking out any of, let's have a look, any of your pinks and purples with these. I mean, I'm just looking at the top one here, but I'm thinking, look, all of those colours are going to go really nicely with it, whether it be the pinks or purples, or let's have a look at this one, maybe with your greens. It'll pull on the colours of the leaves. Any of your bright pinks in there. Tildas are so beautiful. Even with your neutrals, with your vanillas or your nudes, they look really lovely as well. Have a look at these. If you're just using a plain background and then you're appliquing on over the top of them, there's some lovely fussy cutting opportunities with Tilda. £22.99, and that's 40 piece charm pack. That one is about to sell out. So, right, this one is Lewis and Irene, and it's called, right, I'm going to show you, and please will you tell me how I pronounce this? Is it a Greek word? Come on, Paul. Paul's really clever. He's been doing all these brain apps, and he's been learning languages in lockdown. Philosophile. Thank you, Paul. Philosophile. Told you it was ever so clever. So you've got 42 5-inch squares. Right, we've got a bit of a better quantity on these, and I've never seen these before. They're absolutely amazing. So you're getting all of, oh my word, one of my favourites. This has got a real nautical feel to it, hasn't it? I absolutely love it. It's not like a children's novelty nautical, it's a lovely grown-up nautical. Your shells, your pinks, your seahorses. Even if you were to piece these together and do a patchwork, oh my word, they're amazing. The blues, I didn't know that you got all these in the different shades as well. Remember we were talking about these the other day with that lovely shimmer. You're getting your, oh yeah, it's called Bumbleberry, isn't it? Your boats. Look at this whale. Oh, this would be great for English paper piecing as well. I love that stripe. Little patchwork projects. Very, 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 very popular indeed. I've never seen these before. You're getting all 42. I mean, it's going to take me the whole hour. I think Kat's saying that this is the last chance you're going to get of getting this today, the way it's selling right now. Oh. Kat was like, right, would you get all of these out? We haven't got time. They're all going. They're all going. £12. £12.99. Oh, hang on. I didn't see the price. I'm so pleased that you were keeping an eye on the price at home. That's crazy low. Oh my word. How is that £12.99? That's definitely got to be wrong. I know that we've had some really, really good prices on Lewis and Irene recently, and I must say the quality of these is absolutely beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. I think they're sold out. Okay, so let me know what you're thinking of making with these. There's so many projects you can do. Now, today's show, we have got loads going on. As I say, gorgeous Kerrie. It always just feels lovely, well, for a better word, when Kerrie's here. Living in Loveliness. Those of you that have seen any of her Christmas shows, it's my first, well, I say it's my first Christmas show. I've done one other with Kerrie, and it was back in July, whereas this is officially getting ready for Christmas. 99 days till Christmas. So exciting. I heard my first ever Christmas song on the radio on the way home yesterday. Oh, you were the fun police. Paul's going, oh no, that's silly. So they had Mariah Carey, they played the whole song, and then at the end, he just said, I've had a few messages saying, the fun police have been out saying, no, we shouldn't be doing Christmas yet, it's too early, bar humbug to you. And then for everybody else, we need something to look forward to, don't we? So I'm all for Christmas tunes in September. So let's have a look at what's coming up on today's show. Pick and mix with Kat and Vix. Yes, we managed to change it. Before it said pick and Mick. We're like, Mick from the warehouse can't make it today, unfortunately. So we're going to do pick and mix with Kat and Vix this first hour. 9 o'clock, as I say, Kerrie's going to be here. We've got brand new Christmas kits. We've also begged and we've pleaded to say, can we get some of our other Christmas kits back in stock? Because they all sold out in the last showing, and we can. So we've got the Christmas garland back, limited though, so get on the website, type in Living in Loveliness if you want to secure any of her kits this first hour. We've got amazing Christmas sacks, we've got really gorgeous table decorations options, we've got some really lovely, tote bag ideas and wrapping ideas, which is really exciting. So that's 9 o'clock. 10 o'clock, Kat's getting used to this being on telly, isn't she? So yesterday she came in to show us her demonstration with the micro stitch tool, and today she's having a bit of a blast from the past with her. She used to work in the theatre with a few tools that she absolutely loved then that we actually now have on air. So she's brought hers from home to show us how she uses some of her gadgets from her workroom. 11 o'clock, we've got more Christmas kits with Kerrie from Living in Loveliness. So I've got my Christmas jumper at the ready, which I can't wait to put on in 45 minutes time. But first, are you ready? Because it's time to open the sweet shop. I know it's early and they say sweets not before breakfast, but I've had my breakfast. So it's time to pick and mix. What fabrics would you like to see together? These are all absolutely amazing, aren't they? Now, obviously, we would be in serious trouble with the warehouse if we asked to show every cotton fabric that we have on the website. Oh, we tried. Oh, we really, really tried with some strongly worded emails. And we did get an email via our management team, not the warehouse directly, but them saying, would you mind just taking out a few fabrics from your 8 a.m. Thursday show, please? Because do you realise you've scheduled like 100 fabrics? We're like, yeah, we know. That's what we want to do. So anyway, we thought we'd just start smaller. It is our first ever Build Your Own Bundle show. Message in, let me know. We've already had messages in asking about different combinations and if we can do them. So that is very exciting. But have a good look. Do you like the teals, the greys, the purples, the pinks? Do you know any really good contrasting colours? We've got some Allison Glass, some print designs as well, which I know Kerrie was absolutely cooing over earlier. She loves these. We've got the ginghams. We've got some spots. We've got some beautiful mixes. So if you would like to see any of these all together, then please let me know. It is Pick and Mix with Kat and Vix, our first ever Build Your Own Bundle show. studio@sewingstreet.com is the email. Get any messages into Kat via YouTube, via email, or via Facebook. It's Sewing Street TV on Facebook. And of course, we will put together any bundles for you live on air. Right, where shall we start? Hi Julia. Julia's messaged in asking if she can see the poplin silver spot. Gosh, you're very good. You know all the names of them properly. So silver. Oh, they're on the website. Aqua. I wonder if that's that one or this one. The brighter aqua. That one. Oh yeah, they're a lovely combination. Jade colour at the front. This is interesting. Oh yeah, I love that. That's a beautiful colour. Okay, so now by the half metre, jade first. There's your colour combination though, so you can have a good look. They're beautiful together. And I must say these two in particular, they are lovely, aren't they? So your jade, half a metre, let me show you, looks like this. Now if you want to, of course, cut them in half and share any of these with anybody, it is 2 fat quarters. 2 fat quarters for £3.49 is brilliant value for money. And I must say the Rose and Hubble quality cotton is outstanding. It's gorgeous, it's soft. Of course, it's 100% machine washable. If you want to come back and buy any of the same colour, you know that you are going to get the same colour. So that's £3.49. I am going to whiz through these as quick as possible because we've got loads that we want to do. We might see them a few times as well if people are requesting different combinations and different bundles. We're getting loads of messages coming in, which is exciting. Hi, I'm YouTube. Brilliant idea. Pick and mix your own bundles. Yeah, you can get exactly what you want, you're right. Message in, let me know what colour combinations you think work together well. Even if you've got an idea for somebody else, then let me know. This is your grey, it's called Silver, which is beautiful. I know greys have really, really been difficult for us to get hold of recently, not just us actually. I think the whole sort of community and industry been struggling to get any of these lovely light greys. It's a slightly lighter weight, poplin weight cotton, £3.99. Elliot's here for the tea run. Oh, trolley dolly. We've got to have sweets. If we're having our pick and mix, I've had sweets this morning. They left Mau Wow on the desk. £3.99 a half metre. And then finally, who was this for? Sorry, was this Julia? Thanks, Julia, for your message. And then I'm going to try and put all these back on a nice display. And then this one is called Aqua. Aqua Spots. Do you know, I'm thinking as well, can I get a bit creative? If you're putting aqua, I would go with, let me see, hang on, I'm just having a bit of an experiment here because it's nice to see them all here. What about with vanilla or with, which one was, where was my, oh no, we didn't have blush. I think blush would look nice. Or with the yellow. That's the yellow spot. There's so many colours that will all look beautiful together. So get your messages in. What would you like to see together? That's your aqua. Okay. Remember, it is our first Build Your Own Bundle show. It is pick and mix this morning. Let us know what it is that you would like to see together. What's the next combination, Kat? Sue. Morning, Sue. How is everybody today? Send in your messages and let us know what you're up to. Right, this is your gingham. So that is a woven fabric. So you've got, it's 100% cotton, but it, remember, is reversible basically. It's double-sided as it is a real gingham, not printed gingham. You want to see that with corn yellow. So corn yellow is the brighter yellow, isn't it? So there's the pale yellow, and this is the brighter one. There's your corn yellow. So your yellow check, which is this one, is £3.99 a half metre. And I must show you, you do get a lot of fabric there. So there's that one. Let's lay this out next to your corn yellow. Corn yellow graphics are in at £3.49 by the half metre. Do you know what I like about doing it this way as well? You know, if we actually make you a physical bundle, we normally have to speak to the warehouse in advance and they will pre-cut them all by the half metre. What about if you want to build your own bundle where you can choose to get 1 metre of corn yellow and 2 meters of your gingham? So you can have as much as you possibly want with us doing it this way. Normally bundles, they are set at half meter pre-cuts unless they're for a kit and cut otherwise. Whereas now you can bundle any colors that you want, see them live on the show, and you can have as much as you want. They're still going to be cut off the bolt for you. So don't worry, it isn't just half a metre that you're purchasing today. You can actually add to your order as many units as you want and it will be cut by the half metre, which is exciting, isn't it? Okay. Thank you, Sue. Hope you managed to get it. They're lovely together. I really like it as well with the lemon. I think it looks really nice with the lighter, vanilla, sorry. It looks lovely with the yellow. So, we've had somebody asking about the Allison Glass, the cross-stitch one. So that's called Menagerie. The Menagerie collection in unicorn, which is like your silvery white. It's so pretty and it's got pink crosses in, which are really, really lovely. Just ditzy prints, but look at all the different patterns. There are so many different patterns on here. There's little birds, there's hearts, there's flowers, crosses, there's all sorts on there. Just £6.99 a half metre. This is designer fabric. And the great thing about it, you can just about see the detail on there. If I show you lying here, then you'll be able to see more of the crosses because it does look like cross stitch. £6.99 a half metre. Right, let's have a go. Which purple would you go for? Let's have a look. Magenta is quite really drawing out your pigs. This gives you a more of a unicorn soft colour. So your magenta will go beautifully with this. So remember, let me lie them both out next to each other. Half a metre by the half metre. So there's your magenta. And that's with the unicorn. I would also add half a metre of this. I'd add half a metre of the lilac. This is light lilac. And having this is almost like your, I don't like to call them mixes because that is £6.99 half metre, the Allison Glass. It's designer fabric. So I don't like to call it a mixer, but it will still just blend in so nicely with those. That's £3.49 a half metre. Brilliant value for money. Keep messaging in. We need more of you getting involved. Come and let us know what bundles or what colours you'd like to see together. It doesn't mean that you have to purchase. Don't worry. If you just think, right, I've seen the combination or I've got some fabric at home in my stash and I want to try and match up colours, let me know which ones you'd like to see together. There's all the fabrics. Let me move this one out of the way. We've got more obviously on the website as well. We did do our best to try and get as many as we possibly could. This is our show number 1. We're sort of trialling this out today, so let us know what you think. This is your build your own bundle show. Oh, lovely. That's good. Lots of people saying we hope it becomes a regular thing. Okay, so bundle from June. June, absolutely. So June has asked to see. In fact, we're just going to show you all of them together. Right, June. Hot tomato. I feel like I'm now picking, mixing, you know, sandwiches together. You want some hot tomato, bit of lettuce. Would you like, what else would you like in your sandwich? Corn yellow. Oh yeah, nice combo. You've asked for what spot we think goes with it. Let's have a look. I would put potentially, let's have a look. What do you think about the green? Or the purple? Oh yeah, I like that. That's the combination. What do you think? Hot tomato, purple spot. Hot tomato goes with quite a lot though, you know. That hot tomato is really autumnal as well. I'm thinking hot tomato you could put with greys. Or, that's nice, isn't it? Or you could put it with, look, like your teal. They're nice together, aren't they? So hot tomato, let's have a look at this one for a second. Hot tomato, I think, is going to be a really nice base colour for lots of your autumnal colours. So, oh, that is nice. It's an orangey red. It's literally like hot tomato. It is that tomato colour. It's perfectly named. Paprika, I'd call this. Just £3.49.5 metre. Loads of people adding multiple units into their basket. Don't forget to check out, and you'll only pay 1 P&P, and it will be cut off the bolt for you. We very rarely bring, you know, solid fabrics like this. And I'm thinking with, oh, see, this is what's so good. It's like being in the shop itself to be able to see. I do like it with the grey, do you? Let's do the grey Allison Glass. And what's great about this, it's called embroidery, and the colour of this is grey. It's called Cloud, but can you see all the detail? There's so many lovely details in here. I mean, you could fill these with embroidery skein. You could just have elements of them that you fussy cut. Or if you're mixing this in with your patchwork, smaller pieces, and just seeing elements, it's going to look great. It'll look really, really good. So many different fabrics. It's not like certain fabrics, you know, that can be overly floral or have a certain style. It's going to go with loads. So with the hot tomato, I do really, really like this colour combination. I think that goes really, really well. Just £6.99. Those two look gorgeous together. Do you know what else I'd put with hot tomato? Can I do the teal, please? Teal, I'd still put with hot tomato. Yeah. This one. And this one. Just two solids. I love putting solid colours together, and especially if you've got a beautiful colour thread, it's going to look great. There's the two colours. What do you think? They're really nice together, aren't they? And both quite autumnal colours, actually. Great for this sort of time of year. That teal is beautiful. A deep, deep teal. Just £3.49. It's almost like a peacock green, a deep peacock green. £3.49.5 metre. Message in. It is our very first Build Your Own Bundle show. We need your input. Let me know what colour combinations you'd like to see. Have you put together your own colour combinations? Have you tried to put together your own sort of bundles before? Let us know. Okay, that's hot tomato. The most popular one today has been the silver spot fabric. What are you putting with silver spot? Let us know, let us know. Let's have a look. So there's your silver spot. I suppose it will go with absolutely everything. Let's go girly. Let's go girly with it. I think maybe with one of your pinks. I'm going to go subtle. That's a lovely. That's a peach with your silver spot. Your peach looks lovely together as well. Just making some really lovely bunting, something quite fresh. That's so pretty. For toys as well, these would be really lovely for toy making. Your peach, 100% cotton for £3.49. I did one yesterday. Remember when I just automatically sort of put colours together without even realising, Kat? I can't remember what colours they were. I put one together yesterday. Let me have a little play. I wonder whether it was pink, grey, purple. Was it with the teal? What did I put together? I quite like that combo. Maybe the teal's too strong. With your purple, maybe? Do you like that? That looks lovely as well, doesn't it? Your purples, your grey and your pink. See, this is how a lot of designers sort of work, isn't it? Literally putting them together. This is how our team work behind the scenes, putting together different colour combinations and seeing what works. Right. Let me know what colours. Should we go for one of these chartreuse Allison Glass colours? I'm messing up my sweet shop here though. I'm getting into a right mess. This is how designers work though, isn't it? Just getting into a bit of a mess. The stitched chartreuse, that is such a lovely colour. It's like an ochre, which is again absolutely bang on trend for this time of year. Half a metre of Allison Glass is £6.99. This is a different print. So we haven't seen from Allison Glass yet. We saw the embroidery, we saw the menagerie, and then this is called Stitched. We saw from the Sun Prints range, but you can see that it's all like little dashed lines. So it looks like little stitches. Our chartreuse, solid chartreuse, is out of stock. What solid would you put this next to? Let's have a look. Chartreuse with, I mean, you could be with a white. You could put it with, or a navy. What about a navy? What about a chartreuse and navy? Let's see, these two look really nice together actually. Chartreuse and navy together. Oh, I like that. For bag making maybe. £3.49 a half metre. You can have as much or as little as you want. 2 metres of navy maybe. I know how popular navy is in general because it does generally go with a lot. Without having, you know, a real dark black background, I love it when people do quilt backgrounds in navy. They look incredible. The Tula pink jelly roll that we had a couple of days ago would look stunning with this. Having it with, you know, the Lewis and Irene. The Lewis and Irene charm pack, in fact, if you manage to get that, just get yourself a couple of metres maybe or a metre of this and doing some really, really lovely, applique. That's gorgeous. So, the gingham, yeah, absolutely, no problem. Judith's asked to see the ginghams. Keep your requests coming in. Remember, this is your show. This is your pick and mix show. What would you like to see? You don't want to just keep seeing my combinations because I'm not great at it, but it's up to you. Let me know. Right, so we did the yellow earlier on. The red is this one. Half a metre. Oh, sorry. Fuchsia. This is your fuchsia, £3.99. Half a metre is 112 wide, but remember that this isn't a printed gingham, this is a true gingham, which is again lovely for dressmaking, really nice for quilting as well. You can still mix it with your quilting cottons, but just be aware, obviously, this is a woven fabric. Just £3.99. It's so affordable, isn't it? Really great value for money, and there's loads that you can make with gingham. I do really love it with dressmaking. We've got the red. And then we've also got blue. Red's nice, isn't it? I always associate this with your picnic basket linings. So lovely. £3.99 half metre, that's your red check. 100% cotton. You can still use it, as I say, with your solids, our Rose and Hubble solids. Just be aware it is a woven print, so it'll feel slightly different when you're quilting, but lovely for bags, great for children's makes, lovely for homewares. It is a lighter weight cotton. And then we've also got the blue. Your pale blue. This is so pretty. What about for scrunchies and things like that? Even if you just get half a metre, you could do like little drawstring bags. You could make your own jam and do the little tops on there. I mean, it's so lovely. If you're going to make somebody a nice hamper for Christmas. We've got some great Christmas make ideas for people. At 9 o'clock with Kerrie, we've got brand new kits and we've managed to get some of them back in stock. So if there's any that you missed out on a couple of weeks ago, last time she was here, have a look because we've bundled as many as we possibly could. Well, I say we. Kerrie has spent a lot of time putting together some more kits for us. So yeah, I've got a feeling that you've already found them on the website. Well done everybody if you've already checked out on Kerrie's kits coming up at 9 o'clock. Allison Glass is, such amazing designer fabric. The quality of it is stunning. As I said, there's 3 different prints. There's the menagerie, which is the cross stitch. There's the embroidery, which is the big scale prints. And then the stitches. So let me put them back in the right place. So there's your stitches. So the embroidery colours are all of these. I mean, these just as a big mega bundle are like a rainbow. If you love today's early bird, what about getting half a metre of each of these? That's like your hot tomato, isn't it? Your orange paprika sort of colour. Your pinks, mustard, greens. They're all absolutely beautiful. Your blue. Which one do you want to do first? Let's do that orange. It's called hot tomato. It's slightly different to... Oh, no, it's not called hot tomato. Pumpkin. Pumpkin orange. Perfect this time of year. True. Gorgeous orange. It is like a paprika orange. I love the detailing. Look at there's a camera, there's pencils, there's a compass, there's a seahorse there. What else have you spotted? Flowers, dragonfly. Like an octopus, is that? Amazing, isn't it? Birds, an anchor. It's one of those that if you use this within your patchwork, you don't really see the detail until you look really closely. Look, there's an apple, a cupcake, a starfish, camera, pencils. I just really slowly move this. Oh no! Ah! That wasn't me. If I slowly move this, sorry, just $6.99. There's only 2 meters of this left in stock. £6.99. The paint palette as well, that's still fast, isn't it though? Sorry, Paul's just trying to move the camera. We've got robot cameras now. It's very exciting. There's the bunnies. Who's Kerrie chatting to? There's nobody in the office today, is there? Oh, Elliot! Elliot's here, of course he is. Thinking, I could hear Kerrie outside, and I was thinking, I don't know who she's chatting to. She's just so literally lovely. Living in loveliness. She is absolutely gorgeous. We love her. That's your orange pumpkin. The blue. This is ZRUWU56. Called hydrangea. Blue hydrangea. This is lovely. Oh, I'm upside down. There you go. Upside down. What's that song? But you turn me inside out. Right, they're singing it now in the gallery. Honestly, it's such a... To say we've been up all week very, very early. Everyone's very chirpy in the gallery today. Kerrie has that effect on us, doesn't she? Everyone's singing and smiling. It's Christmas as well. I mean, we are 99 days away from Christmas, and I'm refusing to let Bar Humbug Paul Let me think that I can't celebrate it now. Very excited. Leslie wants to see red and aqua together. Yeah, let's do that for you now. Both solids. When you say red, do you want hot tomato? Red, which is like your hot tomato. That's this one, £3.49 half metre. It's like an orangey red, which is gorgeous, one of my favourite autumnal colours. And what colour would you like to see that with? Aqua, aqua, aqua. I've got aqua, right, who's this, sorry? Right, Leslie, just so you can see, I've got aqua with a spot detail, or I've got a teal. Oh, they look nice together. That's, sorry, jade. Jade, and that's the teal. But if you wanted more of like an aqua colour, maybe with the teal, then the jade. So jade, let's put in the graphics for jade. Sorry, there's so many colours on this desk. What's your favourite pick and mix? What's your favourite? Do you like the jazzles? I love jazzles. Those, they're my favourite. Jazzles, you know the chocolate ones with the hundreds and thousands on the top? The big discs, the big ones, so jazzles. You can have them in chocolate as flavour as well, or white chocolate. I'm at the sweet shop. I like the foam bananas, and I do like ones that last a bit longer, so like the fried eggs are good. I like pear drops and rhubarb and custards, like the hard sweets. Coca-Cola bottles, fizzy Coca-Cola bottles, but I like the pink and blue ones. The bubblegum ones are really nice. I like the snakes as well. Do you know which ones I avoid at all costs? Flying saucers. They're like cardboard with bits in. No. Oh no. Horrible, aren't they? Message in, let me know what your favourite old sweet shop pick and mix favourite sweets are. £3.49, and that's your jade. What do you think? Message back in, let us know what you think to that combination. And now remember, you can purchase as much or as little as you want. So if you do want more of the jade, then it's now by the half metre. Or if you want more of the hot tomato, you can absolutely do so. Here's the email, studio@sewingstreet.com. studio@sewingstreet.com. Let us know what you think. That's a nice combo. See, this is a great thing about opening it up to you guys, is that you're very creative at home. You know all the really good combinations. Okay, let's go back to the embroidery. I like the, is it called unicorn as well? See, it's white, which is similar to the silvery white. This one is called lace. So on here, I mean, you've got scissors, you've even got like a little needle and thread, needle and thread. You've got a tortoise, you've got a moon, you've got like a paint palette, you've got houses, you've got florals with a little heart in the centre. You've got all of your different ace of spades, your heart. Really modernise any quilt. It will go with every sort of design actually, wouldn't it? Your butterfly, let me spin it over. Horseshoe, pencil. Allison Glass fabrics are always extremely, extremely popular. They're all very, very limited. I love that you've got all the little notions for sewers as well. So if I just shimmy this way, you see you've got the thimble. You've got the thimble. You've got the thimble, you've got lighthouse, you've got aeroplanes, you've got rainbows, birds, needle and thread, scissors, houses, the moon, the man in the moon, a tortoise, or a turtle, I think that is, because look, it's got fins. That's so cool, isn't it? I love I never noticed the rainbow before. So you could colour these in, couldn't you, with the Colour Me In pens? You absolutely could. Right, yeah, the needle and thread. I like the little sewing notions as well. Quilting weight, beautiful quality. Really beautiful quality cotton. Just £6.99. Go for it, Kat. Lemon. Lemon is really, really lovely. Oh, I've been calling this vanilla, I think. Definitely lemon, isn't it? £3.49, a half metre. It's lovely lemon. And this will go with any of those ginghams that we were talking about. It will go with loads of your lovely poplin weight spots. Nice with your grey. Hi Sarah! Our Sarah's asked to put it with corn yellow. Let's have a look. A yellow and gold together. There you go. What about these two? These are our two yellows. And this is quite a gold, isn't it? So that's lemon on the left, corn yellow on the right. I'm going to flip this over because that's got a nice big crease. But those two together are going to look lovely. There you go. Sarah's a good designer. Oh, so you can mix that with loads, can't you? You could start putting that with spots as well. We've got a really nice yellow spot, just to add a little bit of a different scale of print. That's your Rose and Hubble. So those three together would look nice. £3.99 a half metre. They look really, really lovely, don't they? We've also had a request for blush and peach. Okay, let's have a look. This is a really good idea, isn't it? I hope we get to do this more often. It's just like, right, let's open up the workshop and let us know what you want to see together, because quite often when you're looking on the internet, I find it hard to see from a photograph, a small photograph, what colours are actually going to go together. So what we could do is, for in the future, if you message in advance of certain colours that you definitely want to see, because we tried to get loads of fabric for this out and we weren't really allowed. They were saying the warehouse are going to go crazy if they know we have to do 100 fabrics. But what we could do is, if we say, look, we're going to do this once every 2 weeks or something, you know that Kat's going to be here. So just message Facebook and let us know what colours you want to see together and we can make it a regular thing. What colour, sorry, blush. See, this is your peach. And I think with maybe this one, with coral, that's your peach. That's really lovely and soft. That's really, really lovely and soft. I like that combination. And then that's with your coral, which is a corally pink. So I think that would look lovely. So that one's your peach. And then coral, I'll shimmy that over, is this one, £3.49. I'm instantly seeing that with the grey, which I know we've really struggled to get grey in recently. So if you do want grey by the half metre, it goes with everything. You know me, I always put, it's called Elephant, I always put grey with things. But I think it just ties it in beautifully. That looks really nice, doesn't it? Your greys with your pinks into your peach. You could almost do like a bit of an ombre, couldn't you? Just £3.49, and that's for half a metre of Elephant. But you can now buy this by the half metre. I know how many people every single day come in and purchase the greys by the half metre. They'll look lovely with any of your charm packs, with any of your Tildas, with any of your Tula, potentially with, absolutely, with your Lewis and Irene as well. £3.49 a half metre. Don't forget, you're only paying one postage and packaging all day long. So even if you just get one colour now and another colour this evening, then you'll only pay one postage and packaging. And you can mix that in with anything on the web as well. It isn't just what's on air. So if you see something that you like and you're thinking, right, actually I'm going to come in later and have a bit of a scour through the website this evening, absolutely do so, because your 1P&P lasts till midnight tonight. Okay. Marine blue. Marine blue. Oh, there's loads of colours again that are going to go with this. Let's have a look at this lovely marine blue, because it's a real striking bright blue actually. It's one of our most sort of staple blues. It's one of the most popular blues that we stock, and it does go with lots of designer fabric. Look at that. It's so opulent, isn't it? It's just a rich, beautiful blue. This is called marine blue, and it's £3.49 a half metre. We used to have a royal blue. Very, very similar indeed, but marine is just, it's actually quite an electric blue, isn't it? You can use this for dressmaking, just so you know, but it's obviously going to be a bit more of a structured garment. It is a heavier weight. It is a quilting weight cotton. So that's your marine blue. How about with magenta? Is that where you're thinking, Kat? Sorry, just having a look. Yellow and blue. We did do our yellow and blue section, which I'll show, which was really popular. There's your magenta. Those two do look nice together, though. Quite powerful colours, aren't they? Jewel sort of gemstone-y colours. They're lovely. Just £3.49. Yeah, I like that. Good idea. Allison Glass. Turtle embroidery. Turtle embroidery, is that green? So there's the chartreusey green, and then there's the brighter green, which is called turtle. So that's this one. I'm so excited, by the way. We are literally 10 minutes away from Christmas. Can you believe it? Kerrie was saying that she was listening to the radio yesterday, and there was a lady, or on the way here, there was a lady who, they all did Christmas last Sunday all together. I've heard a few people actually over the last 6 months. A friend of ours, they did Christmas back in, they said, should we one day, whilst we're all in lockdown, they're a family with young children, they said, should we just do a Christmas day one day? They put all the decorations up, they all wore their Christmas gear, they had a full Christmas dinner, and I thought, what a good idea. Why not get excited? We need something to look forward to, don't we? So we've got all our Christmas makes coming up in the next hour. This is your turtle embroidery. £6.99 a half metre. Hi Liz, how are you this morning? Thank you for getting up with us nice and early. Right, she's asked to see together chartreuse. That right, hang on. Have a look. Who's this? Sorry, my memory's gone so bad. Liz. Liz, let me just show you. Oh, is it that one that you're wanting? That's quite a chartreuse stitched, isn't it? That one's chartreuse as well, so I'm going to say that one, because that one's embroidery. Let's go with this one. Tell me if I'm wrong though, Liz. I'll show it to you, because this is, I would say, yeah, it's like your ochre-y chartreuse, isn't it? It's beautiful. The name of it from Allison Glass, I think they've called it, it's EKWU89. That's lovely, isn't it? That is really gorgeous colour. It's like perfect for autumn as well, Liz. Have you got it, or is it me wrong? Yeah, this is it, Liz. It is called chartreuse. You're absolutely right. £6.99, and you're thinking with a vanilla plain. Can I show you this? Because I thought this was vanilla as well, and this is actually lemon. If you wanted it with an off-white, like more of a warm white, because we have, don't get me wrong, we've got white. So what are you thinking this one? Let's go with that, because that is more like vanilla, isn't it? With hot tomato. Oh, this is exciting. Hot tomato and green spot. Oh, I like. That is nice. So, thinking of classic Christmas vibe. Nice actually seeing it with a bit of chartreuse actually as well. Let me fold this up, because it could just be, you know, quite a small element of chartreuse. It doesn't need to be a really bold chartreuse colour. So those three together, like you say, nice, almost classic Christmas, isn't it? And then, let's mix this in as well. £3.99 for the green Rose and Hubble spot, just so you know. There you go. What do you think? Half a metre of, that's called lemon, half a metre of hot tomato, half a metre of Rose and Hubble poplin spot in emerald, and half a metre of your chartreuse in stitched. Like those a lot, like those a lot. Good choice. Oh, we're getting loads of messages in now, and we're literally about 5 to the hour. We'll jot down any, and if we can bring any bundles back for you at 10, we will. But have a look on the website, because they're all on there. Let's do, is it Janet? Hi Janet. Cerise spot, pink spot. This is CYLJ51. That's your cerise spot. That's lovely, isn't it? That's a real bright, bright pink. I love that. This with purple spots. Yeah, perfect choice. These go really, really well together. There's your purple spot and your lilac spot. They're all such lovely quality cottons. Again, these are lighter weight, remember. Slightly lighter weight, poplin weight. Lilac spot. So now if you want more of your cerise or if you want more of your lilac, you can add more units to your order. Normally when we put together bundles, the warehouse already pre-cut them into half-metre units. So we say, look, if you're multi-buying, they're going to come cut up. Whereas if you're thinking of a larger project, a dressmaking project maybe, where you know that you need more meterage of different prints or different colours, now's your chance to buy as much as you want of each individual fabric, but seeing them all together really helps, doesn't it? That's just £3.99 for your lilac. Oh my word, well done Kat, I tell you what, that is, I think, been quite successful, do you? It's brilliant to have your input as well. Of course, we're an interactive live show, so we'll try and get some different colours in for next time that we do this, because we've got obviously a huge warehouse. We can't fit every colour that we stock on the desk. So even though our new fancy studio is huge, we struggle to get them all in. And we've got to be friends with our warehouse team as they're literally next door to us. So we can't fall out with them in the first week of us moving in. What day? We're over a week now. We moved in last Wednesday. Gosh, it's amazing, isn't it? How time flies. Talking of time flying, it's already 9 o'clock. We have got so much coming up in this next hour. Get your Christmas decks out, put your Christmas jumper on, or just stay with us for a bit of Christmas cheer. We've got so much coming up with Kerrie. All of these brand new kits and some of your favourites back in stock. So don't go anywhere. We're going to get Kerrie on and we'll see you in just a few minutes.
Did you know that if you shop with Sewing Street, you're only going to pay one lot of postage all day? That's one payment of £3.95, no matter what you're buying. And you can check out as many times as you like without having to pay another delivery charge. So shop online at www.sewingstreet.com, or you can order via our call centre, which is 0800 001 4433.
To see me back. My favourite piece of kit with the sewing is the seam ripper. Hello, I'm Janice from Birmingham. I specialise in dressmaking. I used to run a children's shop and I love making children's clothes. My mother encouraged me to sew from an early age. When we were young, we did dressmaking in the school. My claim to fame was the sewing quarter. But I'm now making also jumpsuits for ladies and men of all shapes and sizes, and it seems to be going for the festivals around the country. See you on the show!
Shopping with us couldn't be easier. If you want to shop online, then you can head to our website, www.sewingstreet.com. It will redirect you to our sister channel Jewellery Makers landing page. Don't worry, you haven't gone to the wrong place. We're simply using their website temporarily while we're building our own web shop. Scroll down past the Watch Live part and you'll see all of the products that you will have seen on air on today's live show. You can also shop our catalogue by clicking a category, clicking a product to view closer and adding it to your basket. Once you're ready to check out, you will need to create an account, which is absolutely free to do so, but it will mean that you can check out on as many orders as you want throughout the day with still only paying one postage and packaging. If you'd prefer to speak to somebody in our UK-based customer service team, then you can do so via the free telephone line number 0800 001 4433. They will not only help you create an account, but will also help you with any of your online shopping.
Hello, I'm Kerrie from Living in Loveliness, and I'm delighted to be part of the Sewing Street team. I'm based in Wolverhampton and I absolutely love working with fabulous fabrics. In particular, I love working with fat quarters and showing you how to get the most from your scraps. I love bringing communities of sewists together and encouraging people to sew for greater causes. Most recently, we have been sewing for our NHS and key workers. I look forward to bringing you hints, tips and techniques. I'll see you soon.
Hi, I'm Debbie Shaw, and as a professional sewer, I really know how important it is to use a high quality thread. Well, you think about it. You spend a lot of money on your sewing machine, you'll spend a lot of money on fabric, and you'll spend a lot of time sewing. So why let your thread let you down? I know a lot of our designers and customers prefer to use Aurifil thread. Now, this is a family business. It was established in 1983 and they're based just outside Milan in Italy. They produce superior quality threads for domestic and professional sewers alike, and they've achieved worldwide success with quilters, sewers, embroiderers and textile artists who all appreciate the versatility and the strength of these threads. It's all made from Egyptian cotton, which is grown just at the side of the River Nile, and Aurifil only use the long staple threads, which gives their thread that strength. Each one of these threads goes through 15 steps before it even gets onto a spool and then comes to you to use in your sewing projects. Now at Sewing Street, we've collaborated with Aurifil and we've brought you two collections of threads. So we have the Quilters collection, and these are exclusive to Sewing Street. We've done a lot of research with quilters, and these are the colours that you prefer to use. So we put a whole collection together for you. The second collection is the Essential collection. So this is for the homemakers, for the bag makers, for the craft sewers, for the dressmakers. And again, these have been proven to be the most popular colours that you're going to use. So if you want your projects to last longer and your seams to be stronger, invest in some quality thread.
Welcome back. Thank you so much for your lovely messages, by the way, about our first ever Build Your Own Bundle show. And I know that it was the first try at doing this, so we've got a few things that we're going to be tweaking and changing for the next hour. We've just realised, I mean, Kat somehow didn't get notifications on certain messages, so thank you so much for all of your messages. We didn't realise just how many had come through, so I'm sorry if we didn't get to your request. But what we're going to do is we're going to try and speak to management about having an easier way that you all send messages into the same thing, because I think doing it via YouTube, Facebook, emails, and producing the show is a bit much. So maybe we can have a dedicated Build Your Own Bundle email or something like that. Couldn't we? We'll have a think anyway and we'll speak to management. Now, do I have it done? Oh my word, Kat, you've got to go get it. Go and get it. I haven't got my Christmas jumper on. This is what happens when Kerrie's here. We're just chatting away, and yeah, I haven't had a chance to put my Christmas jumper on. And it's now officially 99 days till Christmas, so we are celebrating in style. Those of you that have watched any of Kerrie's shows over the last few weeks, well, she's doing a Christmas show every month now. So 2 weeks ago, when we had the Christmas show last time, everything sold out. So we've said to Kerrie, we are going to bring to you, we're going to try and get some, well, I've got some new kits in today, but then we're also going to be doing some of your favourites that I know you missed out on the last time. So this is so exciting, isn't it? This is so exciting. Now, sorry, I can't really get changed here and now, can't I? Because my microphone's on. So I'll have a think about when Kerrie starts talking, I'll whip my Christmas jumper on. Let me introduce the kits though, so then we can get over to Kerrie. We're going to start with one that I know we launched, as I said, a few weeks ago and sold out in a heartbeat. You may have seen the bottle bag before already. That was demoed a couple of weeks ago if you want to watch it back. What a great idea. I'm certainly thinking a lot more, and I know a lot of people at home will be thinking the same, about sustainability and having things that you can reuse and upcycle and using less, you know, of the wrapping paper and different gift bags and things. These are absolutely beautiful, and the kits, as always, are just fab. So in the kit, you can make your wine bottle bag. You can also make your tote bag, and you can make this bag, which I love, because if you get like a little few bits for somebody for Christmas and it's a bit more difficult to wrap, or maybe it doesn't quite fill a large gift bag, this is ideal. And you can use this as like little sandwich bags, maybe using a different interfacing and having it with, I think it's the thermolan that keeps the warm in or the cool in with your sandwiches. So that would make a lovely, lovely little sandwich bag as well. Once you've got the patterns, of course you can do then whatever fabric you want. But in your kit, they come so beautifully presented as always. You know how much I love these, and Kerrie spends so much time and so much love putting them all together. So much time because we're literally so demanding of her. Like, we need more kits. We need more kits every time she's here. So let me do the unveiling, because I love this. It is just like the most beautiful Christmas present all packed in. So whether you are gifting this or whether you're going to make them for gifts, this is a great idea. So inside you get everything that you need, even down to your buttons, your interfacing, your beautiful ribbon, all of your fabrics. Now this one is gorgeous. It's got the most amazing little metallic gold fleck to it, just outlining all of the hollies. I absolutely love that. So you're getting all of the fabric that you need. We'll go through with Kerrie exactly what it is that you're getting, but I know that you can make all of the projects. An extra little bit of ribbon, plus all of your instructions and your patterns, everything that you need to know. Look at how detailed it is. So, I mean, this is lovely because, yes, it's for Christmas and it's designed for Christmas today, but once you've got these patterns, these are ones that you're going to be able to do really, really quickly and really easily with own fabrics that you might have at home as well for other occasions, or Christmas or birthdays, any occasion really, which is lovely, isn't it? So we've got the Emily bag, which is this one, which we're going to be demoing with Kerrie today. We've also got, we'll ask about these names again because I know that she always names after people she knows. So this is Ruby. And then we've also got Karen, who's got the wine bag. For $24.99, you're getting everything that you need, plus all of your instructions and your templates. So that's option number one, which is in the greys. And it's the grey, the green and the gold. Lovely traditional Christmas colours, and your green lining. Now, I always feel so bad when I open these up. I'm like, am I allowed to open them on air? Because they're just all so beautifully presented. The next colourway I've got is the red. So, and I know people are going to be multi-buying on these. So please, 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 if there is one that you specifically know that you want, don't wait to the end of the show. Check out earlier than the demo, because last time we had a lot of people who I know were missing out. We have bundled as many as physically possible for our Kerrie, so we have tried to get as many in as possible, but this one's with the red colourway, so exactly the same as before, but the only difference is this time you're getting all of your gorgeous fabric with the red this time. Still got that metallic gold. Lovely attention to detail. Those of you that have had any of Kerrie's kits before, it is all about that attention to detail. She picks very, 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 very closely. She picks very what's the word? She's very sort of strict on what fabrics she will use in her kit, all extremely personal to her. Plus your lining, your ribbons, your buttons, your instructions, you've got everything in there, your interfacing, it's all in there ready to go. I like that because otherwise sometimes you're searching around like, right, let me see what I've got in the scraps, can I find any buttons? And you don't always find nice buttons like this, like Christmassy buttons, do you? £24.99, that's option 3. Now we're going to skip back. I think this one's called option 2, which is the large red one, basically, your large hollies in red. I'm so gutted that I didn't put my Christmas jumper on. That was the only job I had to do in the break, and I was chatting away. Right, so this one. I know, you're not upset, you're just a little disappointed, it's fine. I'm honestly so excited for Christmas. I heard the first Christmas song on the radio yesterday. And yes, there were people like Paul who were going, it's too early, it's too early. In the craft world, we do have to think a bit further ahead than everybody else, don't we? And especially this year, I want to be organised. I do want to be nice and organised. You just don't know what's going to happen. We've got our red lining fabric. Oh, this is nice. How beautiful. Let's have a bit of an indulge with this fabric. That is such lovely quality as well. It's really nice and weighty. You have got your gorgeous holly with that metallic gold, plus you're getting your lovely Christmas green ribbon, you're getting your red as well as that, and your buttons, your red and your green buttons, plus your instructions and your patterns for just £24.99. That is brilliant value for money, isn't it? For how much you're going to be able to make with this, that is fantastic value for money. So we've got more kits coming up this hour, by the way. We've got we've got 2 other projects to do. So should we start with this one? And of course, in true Christmas fashion, I didn't expect anything less of Kerrie wearing a Christmas dress. How are you?
I'm very well. How are you? It's nice to be on with you today.
Do you like
It's
our
been
new
a while.
home?
Oh, I love it. I love it. That's why we were distracted and forgot about the jumper. It's wonderful to have a look around and have all this space to work with as well.
It's great. And thank you so much for bringing some of the kits back as well that I know completely sold out in your last show, didn't they?
Lovely. And we've got the new one. So the one that you've just shown is the new colourway. This is new today, the third one kit that you've sewn today.
Fabric.
It's beautiful, isn't it?
I mean, you take a lot of time, don't you? A lot of pride in picking the right fabric.
I still haven't quite decided which is my favourite part of this, whether it's choosing the fabric or, you know, designing the patterns. But yeah, I do love. We all love fabric, so it's quite nice to have new options.
So talk me through what you're getting in the instructions. So you get to make the bottle bags, and is that one bottle bag?
So this pattern was designed to encourage people to use their scraps, but for the kits today, you're going to receive a metre of each, metre of your main fabric, a metre of your lining fabric, and also your interfacing in there. So you've actually got enough fabric in there, if you cut carefully when you're doing this, to make 2 of each of the projects basically. So 2 of the wine bottles, 2 of the bags that we said would be quite a nice sandwich bag as well, if not a gift bag, and then 2 of those little mini totes as well. So you've got a lot of fabric in there. Then you've also got your ribbon as well. So the green ribbon is for the ties on the Karen wine bag. The red ribbon is what I'm going to show you in the project today. So that's for your little loop on the ruby little bag there. And then you're getting your 2 buttons as well, and that's the same in each of the kits, just your different colourway options. But it's quite nice to have a kit where everything's there and you haven't, as you say, although we do like having a little rummage in our button box, you can of course change them. But if you're new to sewing, everything is there that you need to get started and make these lovely bags.
I love that. So you did the wine bottle bag, didn't you? And you were telling me how easy it is. She was like,
really easy.
You can do this really
easy. So we did do a full demo on that the last time I was in, and then today I thought it would be quite nice. The sandwich bags. Well, I'm still calling them sandwich bags because that's what we've decided to call them today. So this is your the little bag there with a fold on. So that's the demo I'm going to show you today.
Brilliant. Then over to you, because we've got loads to do.
We've got lots today. Yes, it's very exciting, and it's Christmas.
I know.
So the first thing, I've already gone ahead and cut all of the fabrics out. Your instructions in there, as always. You know, you've got your templates. I do always make reference to each of the panels to keep that nice and easy. So to create this, you've got your interfacing. To begin with, what we're going to do is to just turn that fabric over. So we're working with the wrong side of the fabric. You've got your fusible interfacing in your kit, and the correct way to attach this, and it's really important that you feel through there, is that the bumpy side with your glue on there is facing towards the wrong side of your fabric. And we're going to repeat that on the 2 outer panels. So this is the patterned fabric, the one that you'll see on display. If you're using the patterns to make some from your remnants, these could absolutely be reversible if you wanted them to, if you just popped a button on either side as well.
That's good.
So if you want to, if you want to reuse your patterns. Now, whenever we're attaching any interfacing, it's important that you either use a pressing cloth, or if you haven't got a pressing cloth to hand, you can just use that lining fabric to pop it in between to basically sandwich that interface in there. So when you're pressing that and fusing the interface into that panel, that you're not scorching any of your fabrics there. So just place those on top. Just pop the iron on.
Oh, sorry.
We got distracted, didn't we?
Yeah, well, no. As I say, Christmas, I mean, it's everybody's all excited, and we do get a little bit distracted.
We do.
But lots of messages coming in for Kerrie. Message from Anne. Love Kerrie's kits, aren't they beautiful? Fabrics are always gorgeous, and patterns are really easy to follow. I must say, your patterns are tried and tested, aren't they? Yes. They've got lots of really clear photographs as well as
so
text.
When we write the patterns, we'll have our editor just give them a once over, and then we have somebody test the patterns as well to make sure, and if there's any amendments.
You've got a
we can
team
pop
now,
those
haven't
in.
you?
Yes, it's very exciting. It's very exciting. So a little bit of water there, so we'll just run that over the top, dry that off. Should have waited a little bit longer. So just move your iron across your fabric, just in a circular motion, to make sure that that fusible interfacing is attaching to your fabric. If, like me, you've got a little bit of water, just do it for a few more seconds.
We'll try. So that's fusing.
So that's fusing the interfacing to the outer fabric there.
So good, isn't it, that you've got everything in your kit ready to go. You don't need to be faffing around looking for some interfacing.
I think sometimes when we're making any project, you know, you can waste a lot of time. I certainly waste a lot of time looking for the, you know, the right thing, the missing thing that you haven't got. So the fact that they're all there is really helpful. So you'll see just how easy this bag is to pop together. Okay. Now we've got the fusible interfacing. If you've got a little bit overhanging, you can trim that down if you want to, but nice and easy to attach the first side. So this is with your little hanging loop. Your ribbon is oversized here, so if you wanted to, you know, if you've got some really big buttons that you want to put on here, maybe not the ones in the kit, then you can cut the ribbon accordingly.
Okay.
But to pop that ribbon on, what we're going to do is to just find the centre by folding in half and just finger pressing that fabric just there. Fold the two ends of the loop together, pop that into place, and whenever I'm popping handles or ribbon into anything, I always overhang them by at least a 1/4 inch, because then you absolutely know that that's not going to come open when you're popping your button on.
Right.
And we really want to make these so whoever we gift these to can reuse them as well.
Absolutely. I think, as I say at the start, we're all thinking a bit more about that, aren't they? I'm certainly thinking, right, I want to use reusable bags and a bit more about sustainability.
Absolutely. And, you know, if you go into this much effort to make your gift as decorative, we want to make sure that this is secured into place. So all I've done is just sewn just straight across the ribbon there to secure this into place. We're going to place that lining fabric onto the fabric, aligning that top raw edge.
Just so you know, we are very limited on this colourway already. I think this is about to sell out, so if you have got it in your basket, this colourway, the one that Kerrie's working with, which is the same as your dress, is it not?
It's also the same that I used to make the wine bag, I've just realised. I'm obviously really drawn to this fabric.
Yeah.
It is. I'm blending very well today.
You need your full matching, all matching kit. Brilliant.
We need little headbands or hats next time. No. It's so exciting. 99 days.
Do you love Christmas?
I love Christmas. I think I start talking about it just, you know, just
in the
after
crafty
New
world,
Year.
we do have to think a bit further ahead, don't we?
And I always find that no matter how early I start, I'm never quite ready.
No. I think this year we need to be a bit more prepared.
Yes, definitely. I agree. So I'm just using a 1/4 inch and sewing there across that top raw edge on both pieces of fabric. Just rethread the machine.
Oh, sorry. By the way, the larger holly kit, which is the brand new kit today, this one, is extremely popular also. We tried to bundle as many as we possibly could together. You're getting 1 metre of each of your fabrics, so 1 metre of the large holly, 1 metre of the red, you're interfacing your buttons, your ribbons, plus all of your instructions and your templates, £24.99. That one is option 2, I believe. Option 2 is the brand new colourway.
So I've just sewn across that top raw edge just there. And the next thing that we're going to do is to open up those fabrics and just press those seams. So just give that a little press just to secure that into place. Now to make sure these seams lock into position here, what we're going to do, be a little easier if I show you from the back actually, is if you press one seam to the left and one seam to the right, then you'll get that lovely top finish on the fold of your bag as well. So I'm just pressing along that seam there.
I suppose they'll like nest
They'll nest together, yeah. And I do find that gives you that lovely finish on the top. So resting these on top of each other, just pinching together and making sure your fabrics nest together. Having that interfacing on there really helps feel through the fabrics as well. Whenever I'm doing a seam on anything, I always pop a double pin, especially if I've got a stabiliser on there as well, because often that can move a little. So just by popping those pins close to your seam, that prevents that movement. and we're just going to pin. We don't need too many pins because it is a small project. And it's a nice fast project as well.
Oh yeah, this is what's great, isn't it? And therefore you can spend that bit more time, like you say, matching your seams, making sure you've got that nice professional finish.
Absolutely. It's a nice project to finish quite quickly as well. So what we're going to do next is to just mark up our turning gap so we remember to stop and start. Because it's a small project, we can just mark just a 2.5 inch turning gap just here. And what we're going to do now is to sew around all 4 sides, excluding the corners and also that little turning gap.
Right, okay, and again with 1/4 inch?
Again with 1/4 inch, just remembering to start with your reverse stitch. Where you've got your corners, you will find that you get a better finish on your corners if you start with that reverse stitch. Each time I get to a corner here, I always tease the thread out and then bring it across to the next panel. Start again with that reverse stitch.
Why is that? Oh, so you're just not cutting your thread, basically.
So I'm not cutting the thread, and there's 2 reasons for that. 1, it keeps the project nice and speedy, and 2, it reduces the waste of your thread as well.
Oh, yeah, good idea. These are ideal for me because I'm awful at wrapping. Is anybody else? I'm terrible. Paul's saying I'm terrible. I always start with, I'm going to do lovely wrapping, I've got the idea, and then I'm not very good at it, to the point that I remember when I was young, I used to work in a supermarket where I did a free gift wrapping service for everybody. And it was a free service, note that, and yet I still had people bringing it back saying it was awful. My wrapping was so bad. I'm like, it's a free service, what more do you want? But I was that bad at wrapping. So no, these are ideal for me. Because if you've got some unusual shaped things, this bag is brilliant, isn't it?
Perfect, yeah.
Put them in the bag, nice little button.
I did say the last time I was on, with the wine bag, not only, I mean, of course it is designed for a wine or bottle bag, but it's great for wrapping unusual projects as well, unusual gifts.
Shapes. Absolutely. I think you've covered all bases with this, with your sewn with scraps, because you've got your little tote bag, you've got all sorts.
Well, my husband doesn't like Toblerone, but we buy him one each birthday. I know, he said it's awkward to eat.
So you still buy him one?
So we still buy him one, and we find new ways to wrap things. So that's where I wanted this, because he thought he was getting a nice bottle. He got a Toblerone.
How can you not like Toblerone and you're still married to him?
I know.
I love the white one
you see,
as well.
we buy it to him, we gift it, and then we eat it. So it's win-win.
Yeah. I genuinely do that. I do buy Kieran presents that I think that I would
think
use
we
and
all
I
do
like,
that.
really.
So I'm just trimming that joining thread here that we've got on the corners there. And then the next thing to do is to just very quickly box these corners. So just by pinching out those seams.
I like a nice boxy bottom.
I do like a boxy bottom. It means you can get more in your project as well, doesn't it? So again, just pop in that double pin onto those seams, especially the ones on the outside, so we've got that beautiful finish on there. And as we've said, you know, because they are easy, fast projects, you've got the time to take your time and make sure those seams. So just pushing the seams, one to the left, one to the right, sliding your double pin through on each of these corners, and then we can do this quite quickly all together. So pinching those in, pulling this flat, and then pushing your seams, one to the left, one to the right.
Just remember, by the way, is this kit, I don't know whether it's sold out just yet, but there's a lot of people who've got it in their basket. If you do want, oh yeah, that one has completely sold out. So if you do want a similar option, we've got the red with the hollies, which is the brand new option 2, the large hollies. And then the ones that had already been made up with a grey, which I'll show you as well in a second. So that's your option 3. Hang on, option 3 is the large holly. Is that right? Large holly is option 2. Yes, option 2, not option 3. Option 2. So option 3 is now sold out. Option 2 is the large holly, which is brand new, and then option 1 is this one. Is the one that you've seen them already made up out of. So if you do love that grey holly with the green and the gold metallic with the red berries, so if you do like that scale, the smaller scale print, it's that one. That's option 1. Okay, thank you.
Do you like to confuse things by having lots of options?
I know,
I
we
never
love
decide.
having all of these kits. It's brilliant.
So all I'm doing now is just reverse stitching to start with and also to finish with on each of those little corners there. If you keep your pins back a good finger space, a good ½ inch back, then you haven't got to worry about removing those as you're sewing, as long as they're a good finger space back from the edge of your fabric. Oh, I know I've only done 3. I was just finding the one that I hadn't done. There we go.
So have you left a gap somewhere?
I've left the gap, so I've left the gap at the bottom of my lining.
Oh yeah, that's good, so no one will see that.
So if you wanted to make this so it was reversible, you're going to hand stitch that together. You would need, on this particular project, to pop a button on both sides, of course.
Yeah.
So the next thing, we're just poking our fingers through the fabric, bringing it to the furthest point, pinching on the top, and as we push this through, that turning gap
Oh, nice and easy.
is nice and easy to slide through there.
How big do you generally leave that gap? I always do it too small and it takes
Yeah,
ages to fiddle
to be
through.
honest, if I'm doing a lot of hand sewing, I tend to leave my gaps much smaller and tease them through. For this project, 2 inches, 2.5 inches is more than enough. So for today, I'm just going to sew across there, and all we're doing is making sure those raw edges are tucked inside. Just slide a pin or a clip if you've got some little quilting clips there. And then we're just simply going to, again, start with that reverse stitch, finish with your reverse stitch, and whatever's in there isn't going to slip through that little hole.
And so then it's up to you, like you say, if you want to sit and slip stitch, like hand stitch it. Then
Yeah,
it's an option
absolutely.
as
And
well.
to be honest, I normally tend to hand stitch projects just to get that nice finish. So the last thing to do, or the next thing to do, is to tuck the lining. You can see just how fast this comes.
Yeah, brilliant.
And you could, you know, if you're happy to, you could sort of increase the sizes if you wanted to make it a little bigger as well. Now on the top, I always press, that's why these little irons are perfect really, the fabric in to get a lovely finish there on both sides.
Oh yeah, the prim mini iron is great, isn't it? It's really
Perfect for little projects like
Yeah.
this. If you take the side of your machine off, we're just simply going to top stitch around there. You also know by adding this extra top stitch, you're going to secure that ribbon into place.
Are you what are you changing there? Your stitch length? Or?
Yes, so I'm changing the stitch length to a zigzag, and I'm actually going to start on the inside of the bag, because if I have a little overlap of the zigzag, when this is folded, you're not actually going to see it. So I've changed to a zigzag.
Kerrie is literally like a machine, isn't she? She's literally you're such a speedy sewer, like in a good way. You just, I suppose you've made these so many times before now that you just know what
Do you
you're
know what the
doing
great
and-
thing is? Every time I come into the show, I'm building my collection of gift bags as well. So every time you say, oh, can we do that? I'm like, there's another gift bag ready for Christmas. So I'm feeling organised myself as well. I am
This
a
is why
speedy
you've
sewer.
requested to do a Christmas show every month.
It is, definitely.
So you get yourself organised as well. Just keep reminding
Win-win.
every month, yeah?
Yes, definitely. So I've simply just sewn around that top edge. This would be wonderful if your machine has little Christmas trees on there,
Oh, yeah.
or holly.
Good idea. You can get really creative with your texture
Yeah,
stitching, can't
absolutely.
you?
You could use a lovely contrasting thread here. And to finish this off, it is really nice and easy. You can fold this. So imagine what present you're going to pop into this project.
Right.
If it's a smaller one, you can fold it down so that the loop over the top.
Yeah.
Or if it's a large present, then you can just fold this. There are measurements, and I think it's 2 inches down if you have a look in the pattern.
Okay.
But the steps are there to show you that it works around your gift.
Yeah, good idea.
And once you've folded this and pressed this into place, the next thing to do, which I probably won't finish off today, is to just rest your button underneath where that loop sits, and then you can hand stitch that button on just make sure, especially if you want to make this a reversible bag, that you're just catching that top fabric there to secure that in place.
Ah, good idea.
And that is your little gift bag, and you can see just how fast they are to sew.
They're brilliant, aren't they? Absolutely brilliant. And like we said, it's something that get yourself nice and organised. You can reuse them. Whoever you're gifting them to as well, it's obviously going to reuse them and treasure them. They're lovely. So just so you know, are we going to recap these now, or do you want to introduce? Just so you know, the one that Kerrie was working with is completely sold out. The brand new colourway option that we've just launched today is now extremely limited also. I'm going to sound like a broken record through all of Kerrie's shows saying they're just selling really quickly. So this is the large holly option, which is option number, that one, option 2. Option 2, it's all right. Option number 2, which is this one, your large holly with the gold metallic. Then you're also getting your red meter, and you're getting your interfacing, your buttons, your ribbons, your instructions, your pattern. And of course, those of you that like to watch back and sew along with Kerrie, we've just literally sped through it, we've managed to cover all bases there. So definitely jot down today's date, which is the 17th. If you want to watch back on YouTube when you get your kit home, then you can do that along with Kerrie. The grey option, which is this one. Remember, with this one, you are getting your green lining, a metre of fabric, you're getting your grey with your green hollies. It's called grey, but it's absolutely beautiful. It's like a silvery, Christmassy grey. It's got lovely metallic. It's gorgeous. With your ribbon, with your interfacing, your patterns, your buttons, everything that you need, the whole shebang for just $24.99. So remember, the one that Kerrie was working with is sold out, and I've got a feeling that they could sell out too. So are you ready for project number 2?
I am.
You're ready. Kerrie's like, yeah, I'm ready. Let me quickly show you. We're going to go to the stocking number 1, please, Paul. Stocking number 1, are you ready for the grand reveal? Right, just to make, I know that we're making things a bit complex today. We've got loads of kits, we've got loads of options, and this one is available with the customer service team only, I'm afraid. It's not on the website for some reason, so please do call. They're absolutely lovely. It will be there at some point. If you're watching on a replay, then have a look and see if there's availability, that is. You're getting your wadding, which is so lovely and soft. You're also getting all 3 of your, oh my word, I love that. Glittery gold metallic print, your starry night, your holly with that deep midnight blue. What a gorgeous combination of fabrics. And this is to make your stocking, which you'll see in a second. We'll have a good look at the stocking with Kerrie. That's option 1. Oh, it is available. Brilliant, it's on the web. You can get it on the website, fantastic. So jump to the web, sewingstreet.com, or of course you can speak to the customer service team still. You've got all of your instructions, you've got your patterns, you've got your templates, everything that you need, and that's just £19.99, which is brilliant value for money again. I'm thinking you could personalise it with somebody's name, you could use your nice metallic threads that we've seen, but I love the fact that again you're getting your wadding, so it's a lovely plush stocking, isn't it? That is really nice. Option number 2 is this colourway. Are you ready? All wrapped again so beautifully in your tissue paper. And I even love the little messages that Kerrie puts on them. It says here, packed with loveliness, lots of love, Kerrie. We've had so many messages coming in. I must say, whenever you're here, you get so much fan mail, Kerrie. We haven't even had time to read them all out, but we'll make sure that Kerrie gets all of her messages. So many lovely messages. I mean, just look at how beautifully presented this is as well. All wrapped gorgeously. So you've got your instructions, your pattern, everything that you need, plus your wadding, your fabrics. These are beautiful fabrics as well. The red glitter one again, the green spot. I love these warm, traditional Christmas colours. This, for me, is Christmas. I've been to so many different garden centres over the years and seen all of the different, different modern ways of doing Christmas and all the different Christmas trees you can get. The upside down ones, remember that fad? There are a few different novelties, but nothing beats true traditional red, greens, golds. It's just so warm and lovely, isn't it? So warm. $19.99. Now that's option 2. Kerrie, over to you. Can we have a look at the stocking, in fact, actually? because it's really, really beautiful, and again, simple to
Nice and
construct.
easy. Nice and easy. It's a great project to use. Again, I think you've noticed I quite like working with remnants of fabrics, and I do find sometimes in your fat quarters you've always got that slither of fabric, so that's really where this came from. Nice easy project to work with. We've got the 2 colour options. I'm very drawn to the traditional colours this year, but I did want to put a little bit of blue in there. I think because I've got 2 boys, it's always quite nice to pop the blue option in there as well, and I particularly love the holly in that fabric as well.
It's absolutely gorgeous. All your fabric choices, again, you can tell a lot of thought's gone into it.
Do love choosing the fabric. So with each project I try and simplify what you're going to do to keep the project enjoyable, and also the cutting to a minimum, because I know we enjoy doing the sewing more so than the preparation sometimes.
So you're using option 2 there?
So I'm using option 2. And I've already gone ahead and sewn some of the strips together here.
Okay.
So the first thing to do is to cut your strips to begin with. You've got your batting in there as well, and place them out in the order that you're happy with. So there is enough in here so you can alternate those fabrics. And to begin with, all we're going to do, I've already sewn this first section together with a pattern facing up towards you. We're going to place that fabric on top, so patterns are now facing, and pin along that long raw edge. What I must point out for your template to work, because there is just enough fabric in this kit to get your template out, is that when you're sewing your strips together, make sure the left-hand side of your fabric, they should all be the same. I've got a little bit ahead of myself there on the green ones. They will all be the same length, but just make sure the left-hand side, when you're pinning them together, that they're all lining up.
Okay.
And we're simply going to sew along each of those raw edges to join the fabrics together. I just drop it back to a straight stitch. And we're just sewing each of those raw edges.
I do like the idea of being able to personalise these as well.
that
Maybe
would be
put somebody's
wonderful.
name on.
Yeah, absolutely.
You can hand embroider, or it would be really lovely. Or some metallic gold threads. Oh.
It is nice to have your name on projects, isn't it? You know,
Yeah.
it is wonderful to see your name on projects, especially if you're having guests or you're gifting them to fill for somebody. So we're simply opening the last panel and sewing the next one on, and we'll do that for each of the strips. But for today's demonstration, I just want to show you how easy it is to cut those 2 front of the stockings and to get those together.
Fab. I think it's one of my sort of like earliest memories of Christmas, when I think back of having my stocking at the end of it with all of my oranges and chocolate money. I used to always, did anybody else get oranges for Father Christmas? That's Sooners. In my stocking? Yeah. Kat did too. Oh, he only got coal. That doesn't surprise me, actually, Paul.
Paul got coal.
He
I've
says,
never
"No, I was a
had
good
coal
little
in my
boy."
stocking. And actually, when we tell our children that used to happen, they're like, no.
Well, my friend, she's pregnant, and she was saying that she would love coal in her stocking because she's actually got a craving to eat coal.
Oh, that's really common though, I think.
That's
I've
so
heard that quite a lot.
weird. That is so strange.
And you know, the other one that really surprised me, when my friend told me, I thought, but apparently it's really common. I remember watching a programme on it where they talked about like the most common cravings, is chewing a rubber bath mat.
I didn't know.
I was just, my reaction was exactly the same as yours. I was like, what would even make you think of that?
That's so weird, isn't it? Has anybody had any weirder cravings than that? That is so strange.
Mine was.
What was yours?
Well, I've got 3 children, but their main things were Coke, oranges,
Yeah.
and ice cream.
Ice
I wanted a lot
cream.
of ice cream. And the thought of mentioning a Chinese was like, was just the best solution to everything.
Yeah.
So we've sewn all of those strips together. We're turning these over, and we're just simply going to press all of the raw edges up towards or in towards the darkest fabric there.
It tends to, I find sometimes these seams, they tell you almost
They
which
do,
way
they,
they
yeah,
want to go.
they're definitely doing that today as well. And to be honest, dependent upon the colours of your fabrics, but because we've got that lovely light, I would
Yeah.
definitely recommend, just so it doesn't show through when we come to do that stitching. But yeah, they definitely do have a mind of their own. They do their own thing.
Pressing is really important though to get that lovely
Yeah.
crisp edge, isn't it?
Yeah, and also it helps when we come to do the really easy quilting in just a moment as well.
Okay.
So we'll just flip that over and make sure that on the back it's the same as well. The fabrics are really beautiful. I'm loving the metallics this year. I'm like you, I go through fads of colours that I want to work with, but these are really particularly lovely because of all the metallics in there.
Oh, they're beautiful. They're really beautiful. A lot of people are looking on the website and checking out on all things Christmassy today. I'm so pleased that you're feeling festive like we are. It's only 99 days to Christmas now. We've got to have something to look forward to, haven't we? Why not?
Definitely. So what we're going to do now is to just rest that on top of your batting. If you've got some 505 spray, you can pop that directly onto your batting.
It's nice quality,
Secure,
isn't
yeah,
it?
really lovely and a nice plush batting to work with here. So because I'm not working with the spray today, I'm just going to slide a few pins just to secure that, just in the middle and on the two ends. And again, this is a project where you can use those wonderful stitches on this project here.
Oh yes.
And I always think it's quite nice to showcase your stitches and your threads. You don't have to quilt it if you don't want to, it's entirely up to yourself. But what we're going to do nice and easy there is to just rest this, always start from the middle of your project, choose your decorative stitch. I haven't gone beyond a zigzag still. I like a zigzag, it feeds through the fabric very quickly. And all we're going to do, I'll just do a few of these just for today's demo, is just quilt along each of those seams, making sure the centre of your machine foot rests on the seam. With those lovely bold colours, you can see exactly where that is as well. So you're distributing that zigzag stitch across both of the pieces.
And normally when we're talking about quilting, we talk about things like having your walking foot on, things like that. If you don't have a walking foot, I mean, look, your machine is absolutely fine.
This glides through. Yeah. I'm very naughty, really. I only use my walking foot when I'm doing a big quilt. I'm sure you've noticed I speed through projects, so.
I'm not surprised, you've got 3 children, you're very, very busy all the time. We are quite demanding of Kerrie, saying, we need more kits. Well, last time you were here.
You're such a wonderful, easy team to work with, though. And it's so lovely that I can chat and go, I really love Christmas. Can we do it once a month? That was like the best news when Hayley said, yeah, of course you can.
Oh, absolutely.
Right.
I would say it's good, and especially in our world, in the craft world, we have to think a bit further ahead. And if you are I'm certainly thinking about Christmas further ahead. I definitely don't want to be standing outside shops in, all the rain and the weather and wondering, if I'm going to want to really go out to the madness of the shop. So it is a good idea to just get yourself a bit organised. And to make things, I think, is so special.
We actually do all of our Christmas shopping and wrapping and have it all done by the end of September. So it's all organised and done. And we do that because, having children and all their events, lots of things come up and there's lots of wonderful events. So then we have the whole of December to enjoy the season and visiting family and things. So this is the perfect time to be making these collections.
Yeah, absolutely.
So on each of these seams, you're simply going to sew across there with your decorative stitch, whichever you prefer.
Okay.
Now, if you were to place this at the bottom, you could miss out that lovely fabric at the top, but it's quite nice to have like it equal, so you've got your 3 strips. So just centre this onto your panel. Make sure the boot of the foot is in line with that raw edge, so that's why it's really important to have that raw edge there. We're going to place the stocking directly onto the fabric so we can see exactly where this is going to rest. And it's really important, this is your straight edge. What we want to do here, and this is quite important, is to just fold, make sure this is straight along so you know you've not got your fabric at an angle, and that'll help you when we come to do the second step in just a moment.
We've had the most hilarious message in. Who's that? Jane. Go on, read it out again. Jane said she loved chewing hot water bottles. Hot water bottles? Hopefully not with hot water in there. But she says, but I've never been pregnant. She says, I wouldn't eat a whole one, but I definitely like chewing hot water bottles. And it wasn't even, I can't even blame it on a craving.
That's amazing. I mean, I would be lying if I didn't say I could relate.
That is so strange. That is so brilliant.
But when my friend told me, I was like, oh, I just want oranges. I wanted citrusy things. She was like, I want to chew bath mats.
I wanted to chew bath mats.
Oh, hilarious. I have no fun stories to tell like that. Although my mum loves, you know, like rubber stamps and things. She'll say, and we say it before she even has chance. Yeah. She'll say, I just want to bite it. And we were in a shop once and there was this little stress ball. And she stood there and looked at me. I have to tell you, this really made me laugh. It's one of my funniest things that I've ever seen my mum do. She said, I just want to bite it. Well, as she did that, this thing popped. And she was covered in head to toe with what looked like, you know, just powder. And she was like, no. What am I going to do? What am I going to do? I said, wait there. Went and got my sister, went and got my brother, went and got my dad. I was like, come and look at mum.
So everyone could point and laugh. Not helping her at all. That's hilarious.
Oh, how funny. She's like, you're supposed to help. I was like, oh, we needed a photo first.
It must be a thing then.
It's definitely a thing. I've heard it a few times. So we've got that stocking template there. Mm-hmm. You can, if you want to, at this stage, flip your template.
Yeah.
But to get these seams nice and straight, the fact that we've folded that piece of fabric will make sure that your fabrics are straight. You will, of course, have your quilt in there so you can see. But the way to, just a little tip to do that is to rest your fabrics on top, align it with this raw edge that you've just cut, roll those fabrics out so you can pin through those fabrics knowing that all the way around your project those seams are going to line up and that your two shapes are exactly the same size as well.
That's a good idea. Oh, because you've got that beautiful patchwork, like you say, all the way around.
All the way around, yeah. So you'll get that lovely, you know, that lovely finish on there. And if you do that on both sides as well, you know, you're making sure that that seam is matching up throughout your stocking. So it's again another nice project to make, fast one to make, and then of course you've just got to pop your little hanging loop. You personalise on there if you want to, and then hang it at Christmas and fill it with, dependent if you've been good or bad, coal or oranges.
That's it. Or depending if you love chewing up coal or bath mats or oranges.
That would roll quite easily.
Brilliant. So we'll just have a quick look at the kits while Kerrie's pinning away there. This is the kit that Kerrie's working with, which is option 2. It's just £19.99 and you're getting your beautiful quality wadding. You're getting all 3 of your gorgeous fabrics. The red with that lovely metallic sparkly gold, your green with the gold dot, and then also your holly and poinsettia fabric, which is gorgeous as well. Plus all of your instructions, which have got fantastic photographs to go with, and a nice little message before you start, and of course your templates. And that is to make this, but obviously it's a different colourway. But both sides, absolutely gorgeous. And then you also have another option. Maybe you want to buy both and do both colourways. I'm not surprised because the fabrics are absolutely beautiful, and this one has got that midnight blue, which is this one. Once again, you're getting your lovely quality wadding, and then look at these fabrics. Your blue with the gorgeous gold holly, your white with the gold stars, and then the red, which is I think my favourite. I absolutely love that. The red with the gold sparkly metallic as well is stunning. Plus you're getting your instructions, you're getting all of your templates, everything that you need to go. Plus you can watch back on YouTube from today's date, which is the 17th, and that is to make your lovely patchwork stocking. It's so plush, isn't it? It's absolutely gorgeous. Now, I'm sure you'll be happy to know, don't worry, we won't miss out any Kerrie's demo. We'll probably run over the hour, so don't panic because we've still got my favourite kit of the show. We've had our stockings, we've got all of our gift wrap sorted. Christmas wouldn't be Christmas without Father Christmas delivering a Christmas sack, and it is absolutely beautiful. You've seen them hanging behind Kerrie through the demo, and we've had so many messages asking, how do I get hold of these? I can't see them on the web. Please, please, please call the customer service team. Option 1, which is the one with the tartan sort of gingham stripe. That one you need to call the customer service team for. So now is the time to do it. I will let you know the item code. They're just beautiful, aren't they? I'm getting so excited about different ways, again, personalising them for certain children, just having them as decorations, having them all on the, you know, under the tree. They're going to look beautiful. So you've got your wadding, which is beautiful, beautiful quality. You've also got your white and you've got your check, plus you're getting your stars and you're getting your red and gold, which are all absolutely gorgeous. Plus, let's have a look. You're getting an extra piece of red. Now that's up to you whether you want to do on the front of your sack a Christmas tree or a star. So it's up to you, you get to choose. You get your templates for both, but you get enough to be able to do one on the front, whether it be a Christmas tree or whether it be the star. But as I say, you do get your templates for both, plus all your templates, everything you need to know, all of your instructions, which are absolutely gorgeous, and oh, so this is great as well. You also get your cord and you get your toggle clasp, which is a great quality toggle clasp, and that is to make this. How many people are going to want this? I would check out as soon as you can. It's only $25.99. And these, I think, are ones that will become so nostalgic. I know that Kat's just saying, I've still got mine from when I was a child. I've still got mine from when I was little, actually. This could be something that you make for maybe somebody's first Christmas. And you just think, oh my word, they'll have it with them for years and years and years and years. And oh, I just absolutely love them. The quality of the fabrics, the size of them is great. The fact that you're getting your toggle clasp as well and your cord, even the detail at the ends, I just love it, absolutely love it. So that is option 1, which I'm so sorry it's not on the website. I think it's because, you know, all of Kerrie's kits sell out very, very quick. So we're trying to make it fair for everybody. Maybe if you don't get involved on the website, we want to make it fair for everybody to be able to get it on the phone line, 0800 001 4433. We are working on getting it on the web, but make the most of it. On the website, you can get option 2, which, I mean, they're both great. I would get both of them if you can afford to do it. They're beautiful, beautiful kits. And inside you're getting everything that you need, everything. This fabric, I know, is one of Kerrie's favourites. When she saw this, she was so chuffed. Look at that. That is your advent calendar fabric, and it's got so much gorgeous metallic sparkle. All of the days of Christmas, you've got little mittens, you've got your sack, you've got your angels, you've got bells, stars, snowflakes, deers, gingerbread men, you've got baubles. That's just amazing. Isn't that absolutely gorgeous? So not only do you get loads of that fabric, your stars, your red with the metallic gold spot, you're also getting your white and you're getting your wadding, and that one is to make the other one, which is behind Kerrie, which you'll see in just a moment. But I think I can't make up my mind. They're both amazing. I love both the prints, but I must say that advent calendar fabric is really nice. That is really, really nice. You do get the cord, you get the toggle, you get your pattern, you get your instructions, and of course you get this demo that you can watch back at any point. Plus, you will get a bit of extra red fabric as well, and it's up to you. For the front of your sack, you can either do a star or you can do a Christmas tree, and you get the templates for both, so you just get to choose which one you want to do. Okay, so do you need a cord and toggle from one of the kits? No problem. This, by the way, is option 2, and it is available on the website. So, oh, okay, a lot of people have already checked out on this, just so you know. It is very, very limited. So be aware, if you do want the one with the advent calendar, I think that's going to be a quick sellout. Okay, so should we go back over to Kerrie and see how we construct it? It's the first time this has been on,
It is.
isn't it?
It's the newest fabric, and actually, when I ordered this fabric, I'd ordered it for a different project. But you know when you get your fabric and you think, oh, I mean, my natural reaction is it needs to be a dress.
Yeah.
But I changed my mind because I thought this would make a wonderful sack. And I know myself over the years, you know, we get lots of sacks, or you can buy small sacks, and it's very limited of what you can fit in there. So I thought just to showcase this really beautiful fabric, it'd be nice to have that huge sack in there as well. So as with all of the patterns, you know, cut out all of your pieces and lay them out in front of you so you've got them in the order as it shows on the front of the pattern. I just wanted to mention this particular fabric. If you're very careful with your fussy cutting on here, and you either, if you're using your ruler and taking the measurements from your template, which I know some people do, if you rest that 1/4 inch on the top line of this patchwork and you leave that 1/4 inch, when you sew it into that second panel there, you're showcasing just those squares on there, because it would be such a shame to lose that in there.
In fact, you've done that already on this one, haven't you?
Yeah.
Do you mind if I go and get it for a second? I'm just going to go and get the sack so you can see.
Yeah.
Thank you.
If you're using the paper templates that come in your kit, first of all, cut out your template. And this is for your C panel. If you use your quilting ruler on top, and again, just use that 1/4 inch. And if you draw yourself just a line across the top, then you can look at your template and mark out that 1/4 inch onto your fabrics. Now this is a cut on the fold project, so just be wary of that. But again, if you rest that onto your fabrics when you're sewing these together, you're allowing that 1/4 inch, which will sew into your seam, and then you're showcasing each of those panels on there. So that's if you're using this one to, you know, to make the most of your fabric.
That's a really good tip about this, because that just is seamless then, isn't it, across there?
And
Really
you know, they're just so lovely. Each of those squares in there are just so lovely. I do think it would be a shame to lose any of that from each of them. So there is enough in your kit to allow you to do that fussy cutting if you want to, whether you're using the template or whether you're going to, you know, take the measurements from the template and cut it on your mat. So what we're going to do now is to just place that middle panel on top, aligning the raw edge, and we're going to sew along the top seam. Because we've got quite a distance in the fabric, we can do that together. So taking that top piece, which is your A piece, aligning that there along that centre seam, and again pinning that into position just to create that front of your panel. And what I want to show you how to do today is really just how to attach your applique on there. In your kit you get both the star and the tree, so it's entirely up to you. And going back to what you said, you know, if you've got those lovely threads, you can put somebody's name on there as well.
Metallic thread, somebody's name in the star, or
the year as well, the year it was made.
Oh yes, absolutely. What about, because we're on the Jewellery Maker website as well, the great thing about sharing their website, you could also get some little beads.
Yes.
You could get like little seed beads, couldn't you, and stitch them onto the end of the Christmas tree, make them look like baubles.
Delphine did that in one of her cushions, didn't she? And I thought that was such a wonderful idea. Or bells on the end.
Yes.
You could really, you know, really personalise these. I think actually the little bells would be great.
Oh, good idea.
The bells would be wonderful. You know, if you've still got small children, when they hear the shake of the bells, we've always said to our children, when your stockings arrive on your bedroom doors, that's when Santa's on his way, it's time for bed.
Oh,
Well, you could say when you hear the shake of the bells.
oh. I love the fact that you can get really sort of personal with these, and you can embellish sort of as much as you want. Even if you literally use everything that's in the kit, they're so plush and look so expensive, don't they? They look gorgeous. Ones you would have forever.
Oh, they definitely follow you around. I know my children have still got their very first sacks that their nan had made for them with their names on, which was
lovely.
And they come out every year. So just press your seams again towards that darker fabric. And you have got your batting in this collection as well, so it gives you that lovely plush finish on here.
We've got lots of birthdays today, by the way. Nova. Good morning, Nova. It's her birthday. She said, loving the show this morning. It's my birthday. And, watching whilst I'm getting ready for a day out. Hope you have a lovely, lovely birthday. Happy birthday. She said, I've got lots of sewing and quilting gifts. A perfect start to the day with Vixen Kerrie. Oh, happy birthday, Nova.
Happy birthday.
Isn't it one of your family's birthdays as well?
It's my dad's 60th today.
Oh, amazing. Well, a big shout out to Kerrie's dad. What's his name?
His name's Philip.
Hi, Philip. Happy birthday.
I'm going to pop a Toblerone in one of the wine bags and drop it off on my way home.
Does he like Toblerone?
No, he thinks they're awkward too.
Oh, amazing. So that's another Toblerone for you.
That's another, yeah. Or my mum, she might enjoy that. Or a jar of coffee. He doesn't drink, so a jar of coffee would sit nicely in there,
Yeah.
wouldn't it? With a pack of biscuits. So you just popping that onto your batting to begin with, and then once you've chosen which applique you'd like to use, whether it's your star or whether it's your tree, you can attach using your fusible webbing if you want to, but I tend to just pop a little bit of spray onto the back. And to find the centre, actually, I forgot to mention that, if you fold your fabric, let me just bring this in, line up those raw edges there, or those seams. You can measure it if you want to, and then just press along to find the centre, because we want that star sitting centrally. And again, just fold this over into the centre here, and then we can rest that star on top, making sure the tip is just in line with that little line that you've created there. If you are going to personalise, then I would absolutely recommend doing that at this stage, so you're sewing through, not into your lining,
Good idea.
onto your batting there. And then on this project, we've got, again, just some really nice simple quilting. I love having the zigzag on the centre, so we'll do the zigzag there. And then if we reduce the size, or you could use a blanket stitch on here if you want to, you could hand stitch this if you've got those lovely threads, just to secure that star into position there.
Oh, another chance of using those lovely decorative stitches that you might have on your machine. There's lots of great ones, but for applique, I mean, yeah, I like a blanket stitch or a satin stitch round.
And if you've got those nice metallic threads, you know, you can select one of your colours from your panel.
Absolutely. There was some great metallic threads on yesterday's show. In fact, actually, they might be available still on the website. It's definitely worth having a look. Don't forget, option 1, which is this one, you need to call the customer service team for. So if you do want, don't forget, don't let that one pass you by, because it's absolutely gorgeous and it's brand new in today. Get yourself all kitted out, ready for Christmas, just $25.99. And it's a great size as well, isn't it?
Oh, you can get so much in here.
Loads of Toblerones.
Loads of Toblerones. One for all the family.
$25.99, and you're getting everything that you need, including your wadding, all of your fabrics, even the cord and your toggle clasp, your lining fabric in there as well, your templates for your applique piece, and an extra piece of red to do your applique. So I mean, that is brilliant value for money, isn't it? What stitch are you going around with, a zigzag?
I'm just going round with a zigzag here. So I've reduced the stitch length on the zigzag.
And the idea is to just catch both
Yeah.
sides, isn't it?
And
Both
again,
fabrics.
if you know, using the centre of the machine foot, if you make sure that is running along the raw edge of that star or tree, then you know that you're catching the raw edge of that fabric and preventing any fraying on there as well, which is ultimately what we want to do. So if I just show you just the section that I've done just there, because I really want to show you how to use the toggles and get a nice finish on there as well, because the cord, of course, does fray. So that's just using that lovely zigzag on the star here, making sure that we've caught all of those raw edges.
Oh,
and then
that's nice.
to finish this, I mean, you could do lots of quilting on here if you wanted to, but again, I would use that zigzag stitch along that seam there. And you have the option on this project whether you want to box the corners. It's entirely up to yourself. If you do want to go ahead and box the corners, then
What
if
have you done with these?
I've boxed the corners on
You
the
do get
bottom
a
of
lot.
there.
It stands up nicely.
Yeah. So if you want to box the corners, then I would just be using the 3 inches so you get a really good finish on there as well. So just by drawing that in, and then you can trim that out. So using your fabric pen, the same as you would. And again, this is all shown in your pattern as well. I know a lot of Christmas sacks come and they haven't got that boxed bottom on there, so that's personal preference for you on there. But to attach the cord, especially because you've got the two sections there to thread your cord around, your cord will fray. So if you use just a little bit of sticky tape, just wrap that around the edge on here. And there is, if you have a little look on the tabs there's just a tiny little tab on there. So you've got a little tiny tab. That's to stop this sliding off. So if you just pop a little bit of tape onto your cord there, then that makes that so much easier to push through that hole there without your cord fraying.
Oh yeah, good idea.
So you might have another way of doing that.
No, that's a good top tip.
And it just, you know, you can twist it, but it tends to sort of fray a little bit.
Is that even a pattern piece for the
There's a little piece for your tabs there.
Oh, that's brilliant, isn't it? Attention to detail. And I like seeing that little, this is beautiful, isn't it?
It picks up the fabric,
to
doesn't it?
describe.
It picks up the fabric from your project there. I'm not sure if we have time for me to show you how to put those on, but you have got a tiny little template in there and your step-by-step to add your tab onto there to make sure this doesn't slide off, and also that this isn't fraying as well. It just gives that cord a nice finish.
Amazing. Is there anything else that you wanted to mention?
I don't think
You're
so.
happy?
I'm
happy. Amazing. Thank you so much. We've got more Christmas coming up at 11 o'clock, haven't we? I don't know where the hour's gone. It's absolutely flown. But hopefully we've given you lots of inspiration. Do make sure. Thank you, Kerrie. We'll see you in the next hour. We love having Kerrie here. It's always filled with loveliness, isn't it? So we've got the two kits available for the sacks. Remember, this one is available on the website. You can get this one on the website, which is your advent calendar option. And then that's option 2. Option 1 is the one with the tartan bottom, that's striped gingham style bottom. And that's amazing as well. Remember, you can interchange whether you want a star or a Christmas tree on the front, embellish it however you want, but in the kits you do get everything that you need to make what you're seeing here, which is just brilliant. They're so plush, aren't they? And because they've got that lovely soft wadding in as well, they're really soft. They do honestly feel so plush indeed. £25.99. So option 1 is that one, and that's the one, remember, you need to speak to the customer service team. So just over the next few minutes whilst we go to a break, please spend the time having a look through the website and seeing what kits are available. The stocking one, the one with the blue midnight holly is option 1, which is this one. You're getting all of your instructions, you're getting your template, that midnight blue with holly, your lovely stars, your red and gold metallic, and your wadding. We managed to do a great demo with that one as well, a really lovely length demo. So if you do want to watch it back on YouTube, we have fit loads in this hour. It gives you a lot of thought. I know a lot of people now are going through and confirming their order on the kits that they want, so don't miss out on either of the stocking ones. This one has got your red metallic, it's got your green spot, and then your poinsettia and holly fabric as well, which is lovely and traditional, isn't it? So I know that we did do the sewing with scraps bundles earlier on. They are very limited, to the point there's no point me even showing you them now. It's worth going through, speaking to the team, having a look on the web and checking out your orders over the next few minutes. I will update you on stock when we come back with Kerrie later on, so do check out. Don't go anywhere. We've got Kat. She's going to be coming on and showing you some of her favourite gadgets and tools. We've also got the 550, which is the machine that we've been seeing Kerrie using. We've got, a new deal, a new bundle as well coming up, so don't go anywhere. We're back with lots of Workroom tools after this. If you'd like to get in touch with us during our live show and send in any messages or any questions, then you can do it on studio@sewingstreet.com. Alternatively, you can message us on our official Facebook page.
Hello, my name is Sally Stevens. I'm from Worcestershire, a little town called Upton-upon-Severn, which is a lovely little riverside town. And not far from there, I also have a little sewing studio, so I can work and leave all my mess left out when I'm preparing projects and quilts and so on. My speciality is in fact quilting, patchwork and quilting, and I probably started that when I was about 14 years ago. So as I often joke, that was only 7 years ago. In fact, it was rather a lot longer. But I've always enjoyed crafting, and patchwork really hooked me, and I love it. So now then, what can I tell you? Something you may not realise about me is that although lots of you have seen me many, many times on Sewing TV and at classes, because I teach as well, I also do a lot of unpicking. So don't be afraid ever if you have to unpick things. So do we. It's not a problem. We all have to start somewhere. And sometimes you get a bit cocky and think, oh, I can just do that without pinning or without this. And then you think, should have paid attention to my own words. So some sewing tips for you. That's one, keep a seam ripper handy. That will always be your friend. And another one that I think is very important, whether you're a beginner or more experienced, when you're sewing something, particularly for the first time, a new technique, slow down. There's no rush, it's not a race. Have a little practice with spare fabrics if you've got them before you use your best fabric that you've just purchased so that you get your techniques just right. But also slow down, take your time, watch what you're doing, think about what you're doing, and read the instructions. That's always very useful. So what can I say? I've been asked to say what my claim to fame might be, and I would have to say, in all honesty, being on Sewing Street.
Hi, I'm Rosie Wells.
My name's Poppy and I'm a nutritional therapist.
Hi, I'm Ruth Lynette and I can't wait to join you all on the brand new Gemporia Lifestyle channel.
If you're a fan of primal living, you're going to adore what's around the corner.
What is lifestyle? Lifestyle is healthy habits.
Feeling good, it's about looking great.
Making sure that we're taking good care of ourselves inside.
And it's about the life that you lead and the home that you live in.
All of this is why I'm so excited.
We've got the most wonderful team.
Homeware deals and primal deals under one roof on one channel.
I can't wait to share this brand new channel with you. So we'll see you soon on Gemporia Lifestyle.
Gemporia Lifestyle, coming soon to Freeview Channel 74 and gemporia.com.
If you'd like to get in touch with us during our live show and send in any messages or any questions, then you can do it on studio@sewingstreet.com. Alternatively, you can message us on our official Facebook page.
Did you know that if you shop with Sewing Street, you're only going to pay one lot of postage all day? That's one payment of £3.95, no matter what you're buying. And you can check out as many times as you like without having to pay another delivery charge. So shop online at www.sewingstreet.com, or you can order via our call centre, which is 0800 001 4433.
Hello, I'm Kerrie from Living in Loveliness and I'm delighted to be part of the Sewing Street team. I'm based in Wolverhampton and I absolutely love working with fabulous fabrics. In particular, I love working with fat quarters and showing you how to get the most from your scraps. I love bringing communities of sewists together and encouraging people to sew for greater causes. Most recently, we have been sewing for our NHS and key workers. I look forward to bringing you hints, tips and techniques. I'll see you soon.
Welcome back, welcome back. I just love Kerrie so much, especially when it's Christmas. We get to do Christmas once a month with Kerrie. And coming up in the next hour, we're not slowing down at all. I think we've got another 3 kits to bring you. So it's going to be quick. It's going to just be a real pit stop through lots of the projects, giving you lots of ideas, getting us all kitted out for Christmas. Lots of people have checked out over the last few minutes. So just a reminder, don't miss out the amount of times that we say to Kerrie, can we bring any of those kits back? And we've been really, really lucky. A majority of the time, Kerrie has been extremely accommodating and has said, yeah, I can. But just about. I don't, sometimes, obviously, she's a really, really busy lady. She's doing it herself. So to put these kits together is extremely difficult. So grab what you can whilst you can. It's my one word of wisdom with her kits because they're so popular. Now, this machine has been the only machine that we've used in our new home. We've got an array of machines. We talk about lots of different machines, whether it be from Auna, whether it be from Dookie, Janome. We talk about lots of different brands in the world of sewing machines. And this happens to be the only machine that we've used so far in the last week. And we've had quilting demonstrations, we've had dressmaking demonstrations, we've had bag makers, we've had all sorts. Doing quite, I mean, professional sewing. So, you know, designers that have come in and have all got on really well with this machine. And I must also say, to say that we're bringing on a machine that is the most affordable machine we stock, I think is fantastic. I would recommend this machine to anybody really, whether you be a brand new sewer. I know a lot of friends personally who have bought this machine because they've been borrowing someone's machine through lockdown, or they've managed to acquire a machine, like a more affordable machine that isn't computerized. And then as the last few months have progressed, and obviously we come out of lockdown, and they say, oh, actually, I've really enjoyed sewing and I want to continue, and I'm now ready to invest in a machine. Don't get me wrong, yes, you can spend £100, £200 on a machine, but I personally feel that you would need to upgrade it pretty soon. Whereas with this, I know people who have got the £1,000 plus machines that also have one of these as their second machine. It has great professional features and function. It is an Elna, therefore you know you can rely on the build quality. It comes with the warranty as well, and I think that our price in particular actually is extremely competitive if you do look elsewhere. So, as I say, this has still got those professional features that you expect from a machine. So maybe you are upgrading to your first computerized machine. It's nice and compact, but yet still there's lots of sewing space. So have a look at this. The sewing space is 170 millimeters. You saw Kerrie using the free arm earlier on. If you're doing anything in the round, if you're sewing circles, or if you are doing sleeves, if you're doing trouser legs, if you're doing bag making, you can just take off the front, which I'll show you in a second. Remind me to do that, and I'll show you the free arm. It's also got a great lit LED screen, which is really, really easy to navigate through. Again, I will show you. I think a lot of people get a bit scared when, as soon as you say the word computerized, they think, you know, a bit of a technophobe, not going to be very good, it's going to be confusing, or I'm going to get things wrong and break it. No, you're not. This is really easy to navigate through. It's got horizontal full rotary hook with transparent bobbin cover, so you can see when the bobbin's running low. You've also got the rotary blade at the side to cut your thread. Built-in needle threader as well, so no more straining your eyes trying to see the hole in the needle to thread it. It's got a 7-piece retractable feed dog, so this is going to be brilliant if you're doing quilting. Those of you that do any bag making, or the projects that we just saw, Kerrie sewing through all of her waddings with ease, and that's because of the retractable feed dog, so you can lift your feed dogs up or down depending on if you want to do a bit of free motion. You've also got your built-in LED white light, which is lovely because it's not going to give off any heat. It's not one of those bulbs that's a yellowy light. It's a nice white light, natural daylight sort of light. So if you're sewing of an evening, which I know these nights are drawing in, that's going to be really handy. You've got an extra high presser foot position. In fact, I'll show you that now, because otherwise I'll run out of memory to remind you of all to remind myself of all these things. So there's your presser foot down. There's your presser foot up, and there's your presser foot extra high. Did you see that? So it's down, it's up, and then it's extra high. So if you are doing lots of layers, I mean, look, that is ever so wide. You can get loads of layers, thick denims, thick walls through, big quilts through. It's got that extra lift high position. Can we go back to our slide, please, Paul? So we're looking at the extra high presser foot position there. We've got the stitch reference chart, which I will show you now as well, stored at the right hand side under the sheen. So that's here. You can just see this little tab at the side here, which pulls out, and you can see all of your different stitches. So this machine has got 50 different stitches. It's got lots of your utility stitches. It's got your zigzags. Actually, I've read, somebody did a survey of how many stitches they generally use on the machine, and I think it were 5. A straight stitch, a zigzag maybe you want a buttonhole, maybe you want a satin stitch or a decorative stitch. You've got loads of lovely decorative stitches on here. You've got some great quilting stitches. You've got a choice of buttonholes. You've got some quilting. So this is plenty of stitches to get going, isn't it? Absolutely. Don't get me wrong. These machines that have got hundreds and hundreds of stitches are all brilliant. But realistically, I've not used hardly any of the stitches on my machine. And I do love the opportunities where I get to use those decorative stitches, but let's face it, in everyday sewing, you don't always use it. So this is a great selection still and easy to navigate through. There's still more to look at. So let's go back. We've got the stitch reference chart, which we've just talked about. And then those of you that have got or have seen the Alma 680, which is over £1,000, it's got similar buttons, which I like to call the speed dial buttons, on the front of the machine, those quick access buttons of things that you might need as a sewer. So for example, your start button, your reverse button, your auto locking stitch, and your up down, which I will show you at the front of the machine. So there's start stop, which is there at the bottom. You can use that with or without a foot pedal. If you're teaching children to sew and they can't reach the foot pedal, if you find it a bit more difficult using the foot pedal, I actually learnt to sew on a machine that had a start stop button. So now I find it a bit difficult using a foot pedal sometimes. So it's just whatever you're sort of familiar with or you're used to. You can use it with or without a foot pedal. Above that, you can see you've got the reverse stitch. So if you will hear that a lot, whether it be called back tack, back stitch, or reverse, just to lock in your stitches. You don't even need to go back and forth because you also have a lock stitch, which will do up and down, I think about 3 or 4 stitches on top of each other and create a small knot at the back. So then that's going to just tie off your loose threads, which is a really handy button to know about. This one is your needle up down. So you can end your sewing position with the needle down. If you press that, it will drop it down if you're going to pivot round a corner. That's really handy to use and without having to lose your positioning if you're doing some really accurate sewing. Speaking of accurate sewing, you've got the variable speed controller, which you can slow down or speed up whilst you're sewing. If you are doing those intricate corners, if you are wanting to slow it down, absolutely take it down to the tortoise pace, and you can do stitch by stitch really, really slowly and accurately. If you're doing a bit of speed sewing, go for it. You can go right up to the hair and speed, or slow it down as you're sewing. So I know that it mentioned about the screen at the front here. Let's talk you through how easy it is to navigate through the stitches. It goes up in 10s. So as I said, there's 50 stitches. If I want to do stitch number 22, looks quite nice. It looks like a sun. I would go up to 20. And then I would go up 2 more to 22. It's also then telling me that I need the F foot on to do this. It's telling me that I've got my foot pedal plugged in. If I take that out, it's now telling me that it's not plugged in. It's telling me my stitch length. Now this is a sun one. It's like a little decorative, almost like a quilting stitch. So you can't alter that one. But if I go to one of my zigzags, let's go to number 7. I go back through my 10s and then let's go to number 7. If, Paul, you can show me from out here, I just want you to see how, as I go through these stitches, the great thing about a computerized machine, I find, is that it automatically defaults to your stitch, your recommended, I should say, stitch width and stitch length. So, as I'm going through, you will be able to see in a second that your needle is moving. It's just moving across, it will change. Also, it will tell you if you've got the wrong foot on. Well, it won't tell you if you've got the wrong foot on. It's not that clever. It can't tell what foot you've got on, but it will tell you what foot you need. So for stitch number 27, which I can see is like a circular with lines, a nice quilting stitch, it says A, standard foot is absolutely fine. Can I override this stitch? My maximum stitch width, I know on this machine, is a 7, so it's going to make this noise at me. It's not going to let me go any higher. Could I make it any smaller? Yes. So you can override it. If you are thinking, oh, I just want to go back to the beginning, I want to know what the default setting was, just go to another stitch, flip back to 27 again, and it will just come back to whatever stitch you want. So I love this. Further down, as I say, this is how you go through your stitch selection. This is how you alter your stitch width and stitch length. And then under here, my speed dial buttons, I've got a straight stitch. I've got a zigzag stitch. I've also got what looks to me like a bit of an overcasting stitch, which is great. So if you haven't got an overlock, or if you do dressmaking, you want to finish off your edges, that looks to me like an overcasting stitch. And you've also got a buttonhole. So, I mean, even though, look, this is a machine, I don't have a dedicated sewing room. I know I get very envious of people who are on the Facebook fan page who are saying, oh my word, I've got an amazing sewing studio, I've got my she shed, I've got all of this going on. I sew on the dining room table. So if I want one that I can easily put away at dinner time, I mean, I'm no weightlifter, and that's really, really lovely. It's got a handle on the top, it's easy and portable, I can store it away nice and easily. It comes with a hardcover. In fact, I'll show you in a second what it comes with. You can alter your tension, which you shouldn't need to mess around with too much with your everyday sewing. It's got an easy bobbin threaded guide, and again, you can just really quickly and easily thread this up and get sewing, which is what I love to do. So let's have a look at what you get as standard with this machine. So included in your Elna 550 sewing box, you get 4 bobbins, you get an extension table. See, this is where I say, look, have a look elsewhere. With machines that are under £500, do you get an extension table? Is the machine computerized? Do you get a 2-year warranty? Ask yourself these questions, because a lot of machines won't. Is it the brand like Elna? You've got it, as I say, with or without a foot pedal, so you've got the foot control that comes in with it as well. You've got a lovely hard case, so if it is like me and you're packing it away, you don't want it to get beaten up, this is brilliant. You get your hard case that comes with. A really hefty instruction manual, but trust me, you'll be able to get on absolutely fine with this machine without having to reach for that instruction manual every 5 minutes. You get a little lint brush, perfect to keep your machine nice and clean. You've got extra needles, you've got your power cable obviously, you've got your screwdriver, you've got your seam ripper, spool caps, depending on what size spools you're using, you get different caps. You've also got another spare horizontal pin. I wonder whether that's just an extra spare one, I think. I was wondering whether you could put 2 on and do twin needling, but I think it is just in case. Oh, actually, do you know what? You probably could. Probably put one in there. Don't quote me on this, I'm not quite sure. But you do get an extra spool pin as well. You then also get your standard foot. So these are all the feet that come as standard. It's a great array of feet, your standard A foot. And when you're thinking, right, how do I know which one is my A foot? Which one do I know when it's telling me what foot to use? You don't want to break your needle. Can you see that on each of these feet it will have a letter, and that will coordinate obviously with what foot it is. You'll soon get to know them. I mean, there's not hundreds of feet to get used to, but this one, for example, has got an A, which is just at the back of the foot there. That's your standard A foot. Can you see it? It's got an A really clearly. You've got an O on this one, which is your 1/4 inch foot, which is great. I've also got my buttonhole foot. Can we have a look back again at the other feet that are included? So your standard foot, which is your A, your 1/4 inch foot. You get a zipper foot with this, which is labelled E. Your satin stitch foot as well, so that'll allow for your decorative stitches for your needle to swing across. You get your over edge foot, which again, as I was saying, it is a bit like an overcasting stitch that was on the speed dial. You use that foot. You've also got your automatic buttonhole foot. And this is a game changer. Normally with the more advanced machines you get this foot. That's your zipper foot. Where's my blind? You get a blind hem foot, which is absolutely brilliant. So you know when you've got trousers that you want to turn up, when you sew, you get the most amount of people asking you to turn up and alter garments for you. So my sister asked me to turn up her work trousers, but she didn't want stitch lines. She just wanted it looking all flush, like, you know, really professional. So I used my blind hem foot, and I hadn't used it before. And that is a game changer for me. Now I know how to do that. It's really exciting. So that's £499, which I know is still an investment, and especially if you're just starting in the crafting world. But trust me, I think this is going to be a machine that you don't grow out of straight away. You are going to absolutely love. That's your free arm, which I was talking about. So if you are sewing in a round, you probably saw Kerrie using this earlier on. And you have got that little box at the front here just to keep all of your feet nice and handy in there. We've got a bit of a price comparison. The great thing about purchasing from Sewing Street is having the confidence knowing that we've got the relationship with Elna. You may have seen Jane Brogan on air. She is the sales representative from Elna that comes in quite regularly. In fact, she's with us, I want to say, in the next couple of weeks. I know that she's coming back in to talk through some of the machines. So you've always got that reference point, which is great. But also, our pricing is fantastic. We live in a world where with a click of a button, you can search to see if it's a brilliant price or not. Search Elna 550, I urge you to, because I know I would at home. You can have a look elsewhere, and this is what we found this morning. This is a live take from the web. It's on there now. It's £579, the exact same machine. Comes with all the same extras, all the same features. Don't forget, with us, remember, you do get that 2-year warranty through Elna, and they do have a UK-based customer service team. So if you've got any questions, I love to just pick up the phone and know that you can get through to somebody in the UK, which is brilliant. Now, whether it be your first machine or whether this be your second machine, well, I mean, I don't mean your first machine, I mean not everybody who, what am I trying to say? I know a lot of people who have got the 680 or have got the 720, have got bigger machines as their main machine, but then they might have a caravan or a second home or another one in a workshop, or maybe they've got a sewing studio that isn't at home and they want another sewing machine at home as a second sewing machine. That's when I find, right, actually, this is a really good machine. Because if you're used to sewing on a £1,000 machine and then you come to a more affordable machine, you're thinking, you'd probably presume that you would think, oh, it's no good. Whereas actually, there's so many people who say, I love this machine. This is my little reliable. It's really nice and robust. It's not going to be jumping around the table. It's still lovely and quiet. It will support you on your sewing projects, on your sewing journey, no matter whether you be a dressmaker or a quilter, a bag maker, or you dabble with a bit of everything. If you do toy making and soft furnishing as well, it's going to go for everything. Now, I'm not here to pressure you or to rush you. I'm simply here to help you with any questions that you might have. We can't recommend this enough. If we bring something to air, we all have to be really, really confident in the quality of it. There are loads of different sewing machine brands out there, and we've chosen to, you know, really champion Elna. They're fantastic and have been making sewing machines for 80 years, so this isn't a new kid on the block. Please do send in any messages to us if you have any questions regarding the machine. If I can answer it, then I absolutely will. If I can't, we will of course endeavour to find out the answer for you. studio@sewingstreet.com is the email address. If you've got any questions, already I know people are checking out, so congratulations if you are investing in an amazing sewing machine today. I can't wait to see all your makes on the fan page. I can't wait till you take a picture when you get it home. If you've bought anything else today, just so you know, you'll only pay £1 postage and packaging, even though this is a sewing machine and it will come directly from Elna. So for example, if you bought Kerrie's kit, don't worry if they don't all come in the same delivery, because ours will come separately. You can make all Kerrie's kits on this machine, absolutely. But it's great that even though this is coming from Elna and it will come in a big, you know, your big sewing machine box, it will still only be with our postage and packaging of £3.95, 1 P&P all day long, including the machines. Okay, as I say, it's the only machine that we've used since we've been here. You've seen every guest demonstrator using this one, which is brilliant. Right, so we put together a bit of a bundle. Those of you that are checking out on the sewing machine today, or if you've bought one recently, I know a lot of people since lockdown have been investing in sewing machines, and I'm not surprised. I just think it's really lovely and mindful as well. It's a great hobby and great skill to get into. Maybe you are dusting off an old sewing machine that was in the loft or in the garage, and you're like, right, I'm going to give this another go. And you're now ready to invest in a machine. That's a cracker. It's really good. But we've put together a bit of bundle. We've never done this before, where you're getting things that you might then need. Obviously, it comes with loads of great accessories. It's standard, but some extras that we've found are really useful is having a slip reduction mat. I love this because it's like a really dense foam. It's really lovely. It's got this bubbly top, which I find reminds me, I'm a singer, and whenever I go into a studio to sing, they have like the noise reducing, we've got it on the ceiling, this noise reducing sort of fabric, and this is what it reminds me of. So I know this isn't what So Easy have sort of invented it for. It's a slip reduction mat. So you put your sewing machine on it, and if you do find that your overlock or your sewing machine is slipping or bouncing a bit, it'll also protect your surface. It'll also protect your surface. So if you are sewing on the dining room table, it gives a bit of cushioning, doesn't it? But what I find actually is that it reduces the sound as well. Because of how it's quite a dense foam, as I say, I do think, that's my opinion. I mean, I know that isn't what So Easy have described it as, but I find it has helped reduce some noise as well. So it's your slip reduction mat. You can see that bubble is like a really squishy, dense foam. It doesn't stop there though. You're also going to get some red tip sewing machine needles. You get some more plastic bobbins. The amount of times that we run out of bobbins and we're like, where are the bobbins? We need more bobbins. We need to wind more bobbins. Whereas actually, if you've got them all there ready wound, it's fantastic. And one of our favourite sewing machine bags. So yes, it comes with a hard cover, but if you're starting to transport it and you're thinking, right, I want to take it on the move, this is a lovely bag. And look at the price for everything. I feel like you're getting everything else for free and you're getting the bag. I've seen good, gorgeous quality sewing machine bags for prices just like this. So you're getting a really lovely quality bag. It's got the Velcro strap, it's got the extra pouch on the front. You're getting your bobbins, you're getting your red tip Janome sewing machine needles. Now, both the Janome bobbins and the Janome needles will be absolutely fine with any of your Elna machines. They're under the same umbrella of sewing machine families, so it'll be absolutely fine with either of those. Plus, you're getting your So Easy slip reduction mat. Basically, you are getting the needles for free. But I feel like that is just such a great price on this bundle. Nice one, Kat. Never ever been able to do this bundle before. Kat asked for a deal. Every show that she's scheduling, she says, I'm going to ask for a little cheeky deal for you. And this is brilliant, isn't it? £36.98 for all of those accessories. And they're all things that are very useful as well. Your machine needles, the red tip ones. What are the red tip ones designed for? Metallics. I think these are your metallic ones. Let me just take, there's a sticker that's literally going over the description on this, which is really frustrating. But I think it's got a large, I'm trying to read through it. I can see the word metallic there though. So if you are using metallics, absolutely make the most of those. £36.98. Plus you're getting your bobbins, your cover, and your slip reduction mat. Message in, let me know when you use red tip needles. It says /top stitch. So maybe you use them for your more decorative stitching, like your top stitching, your metallic needles. That's great. Okay, Kat's having a look online for us, so we'll let you know. Now, let's jump to Fiskars. Okay, so, right, can you bear with me a bit with this? Because I've never actually done this before, and I did it yesterday afternoon with Kat, and I mean, we worked it out really quickly, but do you know, sometimes when you do something so quick and you think, oh yeah, that's really easy, when you then do it on telly, I don't know whether you know this, but when you then do it on telly, things go wrong. So bear with me, because we literally had a bit of a look at the instructions on how to use this blade change tool, because I've seen it a lot on air. I've never attempted to use it, if I'm being brutally honest. I always know it's handy, but I don't need to be the one that's changing the rotary blades here. It's really important that even when your blades are, I'm saying very loosely here, blunt, they're not. They're still extremely sharp. So please know you do not want to go near them. You've got to be really careful of where you dispose them, and you've got to be really careful if, well, just don't handle them. And with the Fiskars non-touch blade changing tool, it looks like this. It comes in a pack like this. It's such good value for money because your price on your Fiskars blades anyway, I think are about £8 to £9. You're getting 5 in here. You're getting 5 plus your tool for less than £30. So, those of you, what is that, Zoe Cat? Oh, the red tip needles, just so you know. They accommodate heavier and thicker threads, or also they're perfect for delicate metallic. So yeah, your top stitching and decorative, which is brilliant. So your UK size 14, metric 90. There you go. Thanks for that, Kat. So that's your Fiskars blade changing tool. It's with any of your Fiskars 45mm blades. So I mean, when I'm saying any of them, you can do it with your pivoting rotary cutter. You can do it with your standard one. You can do it with your cutting and ruler combo. And what you need to do, and it's the same sort of thing with all of them. Do you want me to show you like that, Paul? I'm going to take it out and I'm going to put it and change the blade. So, let me move the machine over, and this will probably be a bit easier. Thank you, Paul. Wherever you're comfortable, I'm just going to try and do this as safely as possible. So, unscrew. There you go. And then, take this off. Now, you take this whole orange thing off. It will all come off. Be careful, you do not touch it. It's all magnetic. It's all magnetic, which is great. So that will not fall out. That will stay there and it will not fall out. I then take my blade changing tool. There's a section on the back which will say old blades. You can't quite see that on air, but it does say old blades. So you know, because there's 2 sections. I was like, oh, which side do I go? It's really self-explanatory. Again, that goes in here and it will clip into place. That's magnetic. I then turn that over and that is in. That's staying in there. Great way of, disposing your blades as well. Now here, if I flip this over, you've got this side here with the little lever. Now that is again magnetic. So straight away, that is then putting my next rotary blade into the section that I'm going to need here. I'm not touching it at all. My fingers are going nowhere near the blades. Then I pull it back. It's there ready for me to take my magnet again. Can you see it's got a little magnet on here? I'm then going to put this over the top. It will clip into place like so. I think that's done. It's literally as quick as that. Picked it up, brand new, nice sharp blade, ready to go back into my Fiskars cutter, which is here. Now, obviously, if you're using this cutter, you want to make sure the orange is facing up, because if I have it the other way around, then it's not going to be exposed. That's how I put it on yesterday, and I thought, hang on, how am I going to cut? So then that slips on. It's still all magnetic. I'm not having to touch it at all. Put my screw back on, and it's literally as easy as that. And that's with, oops, and that's with all of your rotary cutters from Fiskars. So I love that tool, and I was thinking, I don't know how difficult that is to do. It's so easy. I'd like to, know that I'm going to be safe. If those of you that have ever, touch wood, nicked yourself with a rotary blade, it is serious stuff. They are very, very sharp, and I'll always remember my very first quilting and patchwork class and how serious, and quite rightly so, my teacher was about cutting safety. And I don't want to put anybody off using rotary cutters, because they're brilliant, they're so good, but you must use them safely. So anything that will help me, save my fingers, then this is absolutely brilliant. £30, and I feel like you're getting the blade change tool for free. You're always going to need rotary blades. You're getting 5 in here. What does that make my price per blade? Can I work this out? Let's forget the fact that you've got the tool. 5 blades, £6 a blade. And if you just do a search of how much a Fiskars 45mm blade is, I'm sure it's more than £6. So it's a no-brainer for me. This is great value for money, and you're getting your tool for £29.99. It is your no-touch blade changing tool. So I thought it's good to show you, because I'd never actually, if I'm being honest, I was a bit scared of it. I saw it and I thought, how on earth does this contraption work? And it's really, really quick and easy. There you go. So, the ruler that I've just changed, my nice new fresh rotary blade, is a ruler and rotary blade combination. Now, you do need with this, please, 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 don't use this without a cutting mat. You need your cutting mat. When you're using a rotary blade, definitely get yourself a nice size cutting mat, the biggest that your space will allow. It works like a guillotine sort of thing, really. It's, as you see, it has got that 45mm blade, as you've just seen. If I press that down, that's completely safe now. I'm moving that, and until I apply pressure, my blade isn't going to be exposed. So at the moment, it's absolutely fine. And then as soon as I press down, that will then cut through. Can you see? Now, I don't need to put much pressure on. So anybody who struggles to grip, or if you struggle, you know, with if you've got any dexterity problems, then this is going to be a really great option. For anybody who is just maybe a bit wary of using a rotary cutter, I find sometimes I can get slightly sort of shaky when I'm trying. I think I'll put too much pressure on it almost. It doesn't always get the accuracy that I want, and that's why I love the Stripology ruler as well, because you get into the grooves, don't you? Whereas similarly with this, it's got a stopper on the end, so you're not going to be able to, you know, cut towards you, and it will have that stopper on the end like a zip line. And then you can cut really accurately, whether you're a left-hander or a right-hander, and measure what strips you want. So if you're cutting certain, if you're cutting like a 2-inch strip, you've got clear markings throughout the whole of the ruler, the little grid, plus you've got a 60 degree, you've got a 45 degree, and you've got a 30-degree angle. £64.99, which I understand, you know, is considered, but actually, if you think how much you pay for a really good quality ruler and how much you pay for a great quality rotary cutter, I think it's actually a fantastic, fantastic price. Look after them, and they will last the test of time as well. It's Fiskars. Fiskars have been going since, I want to say like 1649. They're probably one of, there aren't many businesses that have lasted the test of time like that. 1645, which is just amazing, isn't it? Yeah, 5:15. Paul, he's back. He says they've been going since 5:15. Oh dear. He's back, everyone. It's only taken you 3 long days. 3 whole long days. Me and Kat know. Long days. But he's back. We've got him back. We've got a day off tomorrow, haven't we? Day off, Paul. One day off. £64.99. So that's your Fiskars rotary cutter and ruler combo. Kat, is it your turn? Don't you dare try and avoid it. You've promised everyone we've got 10 minutes, Kat. Pivoting rotary cutter, 3 different positions. Whether you want to use it like a standard 45mm rotary cutter, you'll hear my voice starting to speed up because desperately want to see our Kat this hour. So you've got your 45mm blade. You can use it with your blade changing tool, literally like this. Again, that flips up, twists out, and just like we said with the other one, exactly the same. Now, it also has more positions. I was talking about applying less pressure, and that doesn't necessarily mean because you don't have the strength, but it could mean because you're going through lots of layers. Quite often, if I'm using my normal rotary blade and I'm trying to go through lots of layers, I've stopped doing it now, to be honest, because I think I'll just go through a couple. I'm not catching all the fabrics as well. This, if you imagine, you can get all of your sort of body weight on top of it to be able to do a really clear cut. It also has 2 other positions which lock into place, and that safety guard won't open unless it's locked into place. So now I can't change that round because look, the blade is exposed. It's got the safety catch which you then can push down. Oh, this one's just got a little bit stiff, but there you go. You push down, really nice and easy, expose it. But if you're doing curves, look at how much easier. Obviously be careful if you're changing angle, don't cut towards yourself. But if you are doing curves, then that just gives the wrist the perfect movement to be able to do a lovely smooth freehand curve. Same with the other way around. That will lock into place at this angle as well. Did you hear it click? Clicks into place. £64.99. Or like this, I suppose, if you're doing a straight line, you're just holding your wrist at a different angle. So it gives you the comfort for you to be able to find out what's best for you. £64, not £64, definitely not £64. It's £21.99, don't worry. wrong price on the graphics, $21.99. It's on the website. It's the same item code number. Don't worry, it's just our little picture that's wrong on the graphics, so you won't be paying more than 21. Left-handed, right-handed scissors. Lefties first. We never get put first, do we, lefties? It's always right-handed, or if you're a left-hander, whereas, no, left-handed scissors. You recognise them with the Fiskars brand. Obviously, traditionally with Fiskars, you see an orange handle, but with lefties, we've got a red handle. $14.99, which is a great price for Fiskars quality. There is actually a difference other than the way it feels in your hand. Those of you that are left-handed, you'll feel my pain of the amount of times, you know, you've struggled through slashing fabric, trying to use right-handed scissors, and it just is awkward, isn't it? And the way it feels in your hand is different. Whereas it isn't just the handle that's different, it's also the way that the blades open. So I'm going to put it next to the right-handed so you can see. With a right-handed pair of scissors, the right blade opens first, and with the left-handed pair of scissors, it's the left blade that opens. When I say first, that's the one that lifts up. So it means that the way you've got your eye in and the way that you're cutting, you're going to get that accuracy. Whereas if you try and do it with a right-handed pair of scissors, I find that I'm slightly off. Whereas that's really handy. Great price for Fiskars at $14.99. I don't associate Fiskars with those sort of prices. The right-handed scissors are these, which were, I think, the first product we bought at Sewing Street back in February. We teamed up with Fiskars. We've got a great relationship with them, which just speaks volumes about the team who are working behind the scenes here and the contacts they have. And we got a brilliant price on these scissors, $14.99. Now, whether these be your best fabric dressmaking scissors or where you're having these as one that you cut through your heavier weight fabrics, or whether these be the ones that you use your paper for, could be your general use scissors, but they are gorgeous quality. So I would absolutely make the most of them for any of you general scissors. I couldn't believe when I first started in the craft world how much everybody was obsessed with their scissors. Everybody was very protective over their scissors, which now I do understand. Back in stock is the scissor sharpener. Like your rotary blades, you want to make sure that your rotary cutter's nice and sharp, whether that be that you might need to change your blade. I've got kitchen scissors that desperately need a sharpen. You could use this for obviously all your crafts, and you can use this for your kitchen as well. Just nice and sits. It would be great just to sit on your desk. It's $16.99 and it's really, really easy to use. So I'm just going to show you this way so you can see that it is Fiskars branded. But then if I spin it around, so there you go, it's got the Fiskars brand. If I spin it around to use it, because you use it the way that the Fiskars brand is in, I'm going to be quiet, because I find that really satisfying. You literally cut into those slits there. Now, you can't use these with your micro serrated. That's the only request that I have, is don't use them with your micro serrated scissors, because you'll ruin them. But with any of your other general multi-purpose scissors, doesn't have to just be your Fiskars. I'll sharpen my left-handed scissors as well, though. In fact, if I'm doing left-handed scissors, I go from the back, because of the way that can you see they're slightly offset. So this time you can still sharpen them, but it just has to be, is that sharpening them? I think it still is. Sounds like it is to me. But, no, you can't. Sorry, I've just discovered, because of the way that the blade is sort of serrated, I think it's going to just do the wrong sort of side. So, sorry lefties. It's all right, Kat. On your right-handed scissors, you put them in, you can definitely hear that lovely sharpen. It's just the way that it's, I wonder whether they do a left-handed one. I will look into it. Okay. Oh, this is a rack that you've seen us using, is this one, which is absolutely great. What's stuck to it? Oh, there you go. It's the base. So it's on a sort of carousel base, which is great to stock all of your scissors, any of your pens, your marking tools. There's loads that you're going to be able to store in there. In fact, it's got enough slots to do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 18. I'm so pleased it was on the graphics, because I was just looking around thinking, am I going to spend minutes here doing it? Now, Kat's even got a label here that says little scissors. you got really organised in the old studio, because in the last studio we should probably be even more organised in here because we've got so much space. Everything will get lost. But yeah, the way that we're all organised in here, Kat was very organised in the last studio. Everything had sticky labels. It's just $18.99, and that's great to be on your desk, isn't it? The soft grip, just while Kat gets on, is these ones. I know that Jules loved these yesterday. She says, I've not seen these before. They've got a little spring that's in the middle. You've got the little spring that's in the middle, which you can see here. Can you see it? You can just see me. There you go. Spring in the middle. I pull it down, and then you can lock it in place. You've got those really lovely fine point slips. They are really, really sharp, right to the point, and they also have this micro-faceted edge right on the tip. So you can, if you're cutting into curves, you can snip right to your stitches without snipping through. All of our guest designers absolutely love those, and they're lovely with the soft grip as well. It's $14.99. Have a sit down, Kat. Make yourself at home. Everybody meet, finally. Yesterday she was like, you only see my hands, you're not seeing the rest of me. And we're meeting, finally. Hello. The myth, the legend, producer Kat. How are you? Hello, hello, hello. So, Kat, you wanted to come on because I know that we've got some tools in today that you're very familiar with.
Yes, so we're going to start with the Clover dome, please.
Absolutely.
Graphic number... no, not number 3.
You're
number 12, please, Paul. Graphic number 12.
Producing still from the presenter seat. So, where is it that you'd found out about the Clover dome before?
So I always used these at my old job, which was in theatre. So we did a lot of, I used to work in a costume department in theatre backstage during shows. And there'd be a lot of running around with a lot of needles, ready to fix anything or make any quick alterations that we needed to make on the costumes. So I used it a lot in work then, but now during lockdown I've been doing a lot of EPP and a lot of slow sewing, and I got into a really bad habit of putting them in the sofa, which Mum and Dad weren't happy about. So then I got this back out and I thought, no, I can still use this, and I've got it loaded at the moment. I don't know where Paul wants me to have mine.
So do you tend to do it with different colour threads depending on what you want, or is it all, if you're using lots of white or black, you can just get it all threaded?
So it normally depends what show I was doing for what colour the thread needed to be. It used to be bright pink when it was Panto. At the moment in here I've got a button thread, if I can get that out. Nice thick button thread if any buttons come off. But then when it got into my EPP...
No tangles.
No tangles, they come out super easy.
Because you could do this, I suppose, and have a thread case, but you wouldn't be able to wind them like that.
No, this is the neatest way that we found to do it. And then you just insert... Ooh.
They've all got numbered slots as well. So I'm thinking if you have got a project in mind, like a cross stitch or something, that you're thinking, well, actually, number 1 is this colour, number 2 is this colour. Yeah. They're all numbered, aren't they?
Definitely. I got nails because I got this job, and now it's a bit more difficult with it. I'm not used to it with these nails. But you insert it there.
Yeah.
It'll go in, it'll sit in comfortably. And then you just hook it on over the edge and spin it.
Oh, that's such a satisfying sound, isn't it?
Yes, and it hides away in there, and then you can so simply just pull it back out again.
That's so good.
No tangles, no knots.
See, I know my mum really, really struggles to thread her needles. So I know when I go to see her, she'd be like, Vic, would you be able to do all of these for me before you go home? Do them all, so then she's ready to do any of her hand sewing or alterations that she needs to do.
And you can fit up to 10 in there, so there's plenty.
I watched a YouTube video on this because I am a bit of what's the opposite to an optimist?
Pessimist.
Pessimist. I'm not really in general, am I? But I thought I get in such a mess with everything. I thought, what about, I know this is sort of like foolproof, but I watched a video where they said, look, even if you think you're going to get in a tangle, they've thought about it, and you can open that little screw in the centre and sort of veil them all, you'll be able to get them all out, which is so nice and easy to do. £9.99, you can carry them around. It comes with a little clear transparent lid as well.
Mine's well used. This is mine from home, so I bought this in today. But yeah, even with a thicker thread, like your button thread, it still doesn't get tangled, it still doesn't get knotted up. I wouldn't put a knot in the end of my thread, I'd leave it loose.
Okay.
But I've had huge strands of thread in there, ready to go before a show or before a tech session that you know you're going to need a lot of different colours. Usually it is black and white, but it's nice to have some fun colours in there for my EPP as well.
That's brilliant, isn't it? I think what a great gift for somebody that you know does a lot of hand stitching, and it's only £9.99. Now we'll quickly move on to your other gadget because I know that we've got Kerrie eagerly awaiting the wings. When I saw this yesterday, I said, what on earth is this? It looks like, well, I don't really know. It looks like such a strange tool, contraption, something that would probably be in my my husband's toolbox or something. I'm like, right, how do I use this? And you've got one at home. This is again yours.
Yeah, mine from home. So I first saw this again when I was at work in theatre, and it was one of those where you think, I don't know why I'd ever need that. But it turns out everybody always wants a new button in their belt. Everybody needs a new hole in their belt. It needs changing size. Yeah. A lot of costumes for theatre will be used on a lot of different people at different times, so you need new buttons and new holes in your belt all the time. So that was what this was originally used for, and it's really simple. You've got all different sizes and you just spin them round, so you can just see it there. I don't know if you can see it on the black. You can just keep spinning it until you get the size you want. You've got a lovely thick size there, all the way down to a lovely thin one.
And is that depending on what fabric you're using or how big you want
just how big you want the hole to be? Okay. I'd definitely give it a test just to make sure, because a lot of the time you think you need a bigger hole than you do.
Yeah.
But you've got a good variety there of holes that you can use, so you can give them all a little test.
Well, I suppose you can always go bigger, but you can't
yeah,
go smaller.
Yeah, exactly.
So
you can't shrink it back down. Originally, it was used for leather, but they're very simple to use. They've got a lovely grip. I'd hold it right at the end, and then you can hear.
Oh, that sounded like your hand.
That was a good crunch. No, it wasn't my hand. I'm fine.
Didn't that sound
and then you just give it a wiggle, just so that you get a lovely clear. Oh, it stayed in there. A lovely clear hole there.
Oh, that's so good.
So we had Cara Ackerman in on the 5th of July. And she did a demonstration with all of our leather products. We have a brilliant leather craft book on the website as well. Yeah. And with that, you can do lovely detailing on any leather bags you're making, or any shoes if you're venturing out and making shoes. But then I thought this morning, not everybody likes to work with leather, so does it go with other things. So I've got some of our lovely mustard PU. I'll change the size. I'll make it a bigger one. And you just, again, clamp it in, push it down. There's less of a click that time. The wiggle just helps it to get loose a little bit. And then you can just pop out. Sometimes it comes out, sometimes you just need to pop it out.
Gosh, that's
and
really,
a lovely
really clean
hole, yeah.
Sometimes if you do it with scissors and snip it, you just don't get that.
You'll get a diamond shape, especially with the size that these goes down to. So I'll show you the smallest size very quickly because I want to get Kerrie on. So the littlest hole that we've got.
And it doesn't just need to be leather or PU. You could do this with your canvas.
I did it with canvas as well.
Brilliant.
Oh, that's stayed a little bit there. Mine is well used now, but people get years and years and use out of these.
Oh, brilliant. I like the idea of doing all my belts, I must say. I think I need to loosen all of my belts
so many people would come with belts. But yeah, those are my two picks that were that I used to know, and now they're here in stock with us.
Won't you, natural? We've got to see you more and more and more. Now, Kat is a resident producer. Thank you, Kat. Thank you, Kat. So, there are all our top tips and gadgets for this hour. We're going to get Kerrie back on because it's Christmas today and we are celebrating in style with lots of brand new kits. So don't go anywhere. We're back after this.
Hi, I'm Debbie Shaw from Sewing Street, and these are my 5 top tips for successful sewing. So, number 1, always use a good quality thread. A good quality thread will keep your seams stronger and also help to prevent lint building up inside your sewing machine. Tip number 2, if your project isn't going quite according to plan, put it down, walk away from it, come back again the next day and you'll probably find that things don't seem half as bad as they did. My tip number 3, never throw away your sewing machine manual, always keep it to hand because you're going to find hints and tips, techniques and troubleshooting in that manual. You'll miss it if you lose it. My tip number 4 is to read your pattern instructions before you even cut out your fabric. Different manufacturers of patterns will give you different instructions, different ways of constructing your garments and different seam allowances. So to have a successful garment, you need to follow the instructions precisely. And then tip number 5 is don't give up. Every professional sewer sewed their first seam. Every professional quilter quilted their first quilt. Every professional quilter sewed their first line of wonky stitches and had to get out the quick unpick. That's no different to you. So I hope you find these useful. If you want more hints and tips, then why not go to Sewing Street on channel 74 on Freeview, on Sky 670, and of course we have a YouTube channel where you can catch up on previous demonstrations. We'll see you soon.
If you'd like to get in touch with us during our live show and send in any messages or any questions, then you can do it on studio@sewingstreet.com. Alternatively, you can message us on our official Facebook page. Shopping with us couldn't be easier. If you want to shop online, then you can head to our website, www.sewingstreet.com. It will redirect you to our sister channel Jewellery Makers landing page. Don't worry, you haven't gone to the wrong place. We're simply using their website temporarily while we're building our own web shop. Scroll down past the Watch Live part and you'll see all of the products that you will have seen on air on today's live show. You can also shop our catalogue by clicking a category, clicking a product to view closer, and adding it to your basket. Once you're ready to check out, you will need to create an account, which is absolutely free to do so, but it will mean that you can check out on as many orders as you want throughout the day with still only paying one postage and packaging. If you'd prefer to speak to somebody in our UK-based customer service team, then you can do so via the free telephone line number 0800 001 4433. They will not only help you create an account, but will also help you with any of your online shopping.
Hello everyone, I'm Delphine Brooks. It's so great to be here and part of the Sewing Street family. I'm local, I'm only down the road in Warwickshire. I started sewing many years ago when I was very young, doing lots of art and painting, and eventually I went into textiles and I really enjoyed doing the two together. I then had a bit of a break. Something you don't know about me maybe is that I spent many years in the Royal Air Force and eventually in the police as well. And then I went full circle and I've come back to my happy place of sewing, and which I really enjoy. My best sewing tip is measure twice and cut once. I have chipped up a couple of times by not measuring properly, and I do always regret it. So now I always measure twice, cut once. Anyway, I really hope to be with you again soon, and I look forward to seeing you again soon. Thank you.
Did you know that if you shop with Sewing Street, you're only going to pay one lot of postage all day? That's one payment of £3.95, no matter what you're buying. And you can check out as many times as you like without having to pay another delivery charge. So shop online at www.sewingstreet.com, or you can order via our call centre, which is 0800 001 4433.
If you'd like to get in touch with us during our live show and send in any messages or any questions, then you can do it on studio@sewingstreet.com. Alternatively, you can message us on our official Facebook page. Welcome back. Right, we have got nowhere near enough time to do this, so let's get straight into it because the first hour was so busy. Right, it's Christmas Day. We're all ready. We've already made all of our bags. I know we're 99 days away from Christmas Day, but let's pretend it's Christmas Day and we're now dressing the table. We've got some brilliant ideas for you and some beautiful kits. So slightly different to the last hour. I'm going to do two different kits. Introduce them in their colourways, if you understand what I mean. So 2 of option 1 and then 2 of option 2. So the reason that we've done it this way is because I've got a feeling that everybody's going to want 2 of, the same option in the same colourway so that everything all matches on their table. So let's start by unwrapping. This one is option 1 of issue 4, it says on the back, just for Kat's reference. But once again, it's got the most beautiful wrapping, as we always know from Kerrie. The thought that's gone into putting these kits, it is brilliant. So if you're choosing to make them yourself or whether you're gifting them, they are like lovely little gifts to yourself or for somebody else. So you've got all of your fabrics. These are your fat quarter fern. So look at these beautiful fabrics. Once again, the traditional golds and greens and red colorways with the metallics. You've got your fat quarter of this one, your fat quarter of your holly and poinsettia with the ivory background, and they've got this lovely metallic gold, the metallic gold sort of fleck to them. The red and gold spot and the green and gold stars, they're all fat quarters. So let me show you the size of all of these fabrics. You get loads of fabric. Loads and loads of fabric. All 4 of them are that size, which is brilliant. Then inside, you're getting your instructions. So I will show you what we're making. Now, you might have seen this a few months ago when we were using Liberty fabrics. I love the fact that we're doing this in Christmas fabric because these are ideal for on your table. So inside, you're going to have instructions to make your bowl cozy, which we've already decided the camembert is going in there. Camembert is done. Or what about some olives? Or what else do we have at Christmas? What about a bowl of pigs in blankets? Or, you know, the like little crisps that you have on the side, like posh crisps and nibbles. Cheesy footballs, Paul wants. We're on about the posh crisps. But, you know, your little chocolates or your celebrations. Because I like to have like a little bowl so I don't sit and eat the whole tub of celebrations. That's my quota for the night. Just fill as many as you can in your bowl cozy, which is lovely. I haven't got lots of matching bowls, so I remember when I was putting all of my bits and bobs out the table when we hosted a couple of years ago, and I was like, oh, everything's not matching. It doesn't look nice on the table. These would have been absolutely brilliant to put all of your, you know, like your nice sauces in. Like you could make a little dish where you have a little dish with like your horseradish or your applesauce or whatever your choice is. So that's the bowl cozy. You can make more though. We've put our little plants in here. By all means, you could have it as a table centre and put poinsettias in here. We hadn't even thought of that until Kat put the plants in here. You could put bread in here, you could put your crackers in here, I mean like your Christmas crackers that you pull. You could put, we even thought, now Kerrie's idea, I can't claim this as my own, but you know when it starts to rain and you've got your washing outside, you scoop it under your arm, use it as a peg bag. Obviously it's in Christmas fabrics, but once you've got the pattern, there's so many options for this, so many options. I know one of Kerrie's ladies did it into a little afternoon tea set, so had her own jams and cream and scones and a little bottle of wine or Prosecco and a glass. It's such a useful shape, especially one that you can just hook under your arm. But again, designed with bread, maybe for your starter, you have some soup and bread or prawn cocktail or something with bread. That's going to be ideal. Still, fill it with sweets, chocolates, whatever you want. You're also then getting your little, where have I put my little mug rug? Under here, which are just beautiful. Yes, I know that you can get mug rugs. I've never seen one as detailed and as beautiful as this. And it's with your gorgeous complementing Christmas fabrics. So that is issue 4, option 1. Jot it down, jot it down. So then, again, issue 5, option 1, same colourways. This time though, if you want to keep it all matching on your table, this one, same fabrics again, but this time we're making something different. But add these to your order as well. You're getting the same 4 fat quarters, your poinsettias in red and your poinsettias in ivory, your red and gold combo and your green star combo. Plus, you're getting your instructions and your templates to make your table centre. How amazing is this going to be to have your table centre, which is absolutely gorgeous, plus you're getting enough to make 2 of your placemats, your place settings. They've got a little pouch for your cutlery. I mean, the detail is absolutely brilliant. I love these. Now, whether you choose, you know, to just make this, if you've got any odour coat, give them an odour coat. Because if you're anything like me, I'll get gravy splashing everywhere. I wouldn't be allowed these best ones. But if you odour coat them, you can wipe them. Or you can chuck them in the wash, I suppose, anyway. They are washable, which is brilliant. So this is everything that you're going to need to make the table centre and then 2 of your placemats with the cutleries. 2 mug rugs, sorry. 2 mug rugs. So you've got all of your instructions, plus you're getting all of your templates. We will talk to Kerrie in a second. If I've confused anybody with anything, we'll go through exactly what we're making. Plus, Is this the one that we're going to do first, or do you want to introduce the other bundles as well, Kat? Yeah, let's do it. Let's do it. Let's dive into the other option. So option 2. Issue 4. This is option 2. Again, we're going back to all of our little caddies, our bowl cozy, and our 2 mug rugs. You can make loads with this kit, and look at the fabrics. Different to the others, but still, do you know what? Complementing. If you're choosing to mix and match them, you've got your lovely holly, greens and reds, your red with the gold spots, your white with the gold spots as well. All of these fat quarters, plus you're getting your instructions and your templates, which then you can reuse in the summer, like you can see here. They would look lovely with your nice bright fabrics for the sunshine. But getting all kitted out Christmas today. So that is, as you can see on the graphic, issue 4, option 2. Issue 5, which is of course your centerpiece and your placemats. You also then have this the same colourway as you've just seen there, these 4 fat quarters if you want all of your table matching, which is a great idea, isn't it? It's always my job. I always have to keep out of the kitchen, like keep away from the kitchen. You just dress the table, make the table look nice. That's always my job at Christmas. They're lovely, aren't they? All 4 of them. Plus, you're getting, that was my wedding. I was on toilet roll duty. My husband was a bit of a bridezilla, and he was really organised with everything. He was like, I was like, what can I do? And he was like, honestly, you just sort out your dress, and you get there, you turn up, make sure you turn up big, but also make sure there's enough loo roll. I was like, I'm on loo roll duty. How rubbish is that? There wasn't ever, yeah, I was going to say, you never run out of loo roll, did you? Okay, so that's your option 2, issue 5. Okay, let's get making, Kerrie, what are we doing first? And did I confuse anything then?
No, that's fine. I'm just going to show from issue 5 the mug rugs that we're making to go with issue 5. That's
right,
that
was what you wanted. The template, I need the template.
So the first thing that we're going to make, and we won't make the the full project here. I just really want to show you how easy it is to construct that little basket there. The other thing that comes in this kit as well, all of the fat quarter fun, you'll receive enough fabric in there to make the 3 projects. And in this fat quarter fun, you'll have a cutting guide, so it shows you exactly where to place your templates onto the fabric to get the most from each of your fat quarters in there.
That's really good.
So, well, it was so we got the most out of the fat quarters and was really only left with a few scraps. So from this issue and from this bundle, you'll be able to make 1 of the baskets, 2 of the bowl cozies, and 2 of the rugs as well.
Fantastic.
So
goes a long way then, doesn't it?
Yeah, so you're getting a lot out of this fabric. So the first thing to do is to decide really which fabrics you want on the outside of your project and which fabrics you want on the inside. I've chosen the 2 holly prints here for the outer fabric, and then also for the lining I've gone with a polka dotty print. You will need some bosal foam for that structure to create the basket.
Could I use H640? Would it need something more?
It needs, yeah,
foam.
Yeah, you definitely.
I think there might be some Starville on the website. Yeah, that should be alright.
Yeah, just something, because I did try it with a few other products, but it didn't keep the structure to that. So that's why I quite like working. Yeah, that's why I quite like working with the foam. I have used a 505 spray, and I've already popped that on. So you're going to cut your bosal. Just spray your bosal or your foam with a little 505 spray. That will secure it into place while you're quilting through here. And again, the quilting is optional, but it really does give that fabric some beautiful body. So to begin with, and just for today's demo, I'm just simply going to do 3 rows of stitching on each of the sides. So to do that, what you're going to do is to just fold the project in half. You can measure this if you want to, but just find your center point of your basket. Using a fabric pen here, you just need that very first line. So I'm just popping that on to the fabric there. You can really barely see that line there. I'm not popping that on too dark, but just enough so I know where I'm starting with the quilting. I've chosen a red to sew with, and what I'm going to do is to just place it onto the machine, finding that line that I've just created, line up that straight stitch. You could use a decorative stitch if you wanted to, but I'm using a straight stitch.
Sorry, I've played with that one. I've put funny settings on.
It was switched off.
Oh, it was switched off.
Yeah. That's fine. So we're just going to create that first row of stitching.
I've slowed you down as well.
Slowing me down.
Sorry. Can't slow Kerrie down.
So to create that first row of stitching in the middle, that will then give you your first line for each of your quilting lines on there. So if you raise your presser foot, pivot your project, just release a little thread there. Make sure that top thread's under your foot so it's not getting tangled. There we go. And then rest it back on, this time lining up the side of your foot with that first sew line. And again, sewing along the full length of your basket.
You're using option 2 there, aren't you?
I'm using option 2, yeah. But when we get to the top, you're simply going to pivot, and this time line the side of the sewing machine foot up again with that first stitch. Now, if you wanted to quilt across the bag, which is what I show you to do in the step-by-steps, you can go ahead and do that. But just for today, really because I want to secure the fabrics on. And also I've made this a few times with just those 3 quilting lines, and it looks lovely across the top of the project. I've already marked up this fabric, so I'm going to repeat the same on the second side.
I know this shape we were saying is really useful for so many different uses actually.
Well, I seem to be fighting the weather at the moment. I question whether it's worth popping the washing out every day. And by the time I've popped it out, the rain comes, and so that is really useful. That has proved to be very useful.
It's like somebody who pegs go all over the grass, don't they? All over the floor.
Yeah, there's never time to peg them back onto the line. So they either end up on the grass, but now we've got the little basket which is easy to use. It's like every project really, you know, it's designed for a particular thing, but it has many uses. So we've just got our 3 quilting lines on there. You could go ahead if you wanted to and trim all those joining threads, but there really is no need to do that because they will go into the lining anyway, so that keeps that nice and speedy. The next thing to do to create the outer shape is to place those pattern facing. Take away any of the longer threads that you might have. And if we line these up on both the top and the bottom, and just using a few pins or clips, whichever you prefer to work with, we're going to sew along the 2 sides, just here, along the bottom and also on the top as well. So I'm pinning my sides first of all. If, like you can see on mine at the moment, they're not all marrying up, just take a moment to trim those down. Definitely when working with a foam, you know, it's easy to miss the full seam if they're not all exactly the same size. So just take a moment to make sure they are. And because we've got that quilt in there on the project, what we want to do here is to marry those quilting lines up as well. To do that, if you just fold the top layer back and roll those sew lines in line, so when you look at the top of your project, they all marry up at the top. We're just going to pin on the side, and the same for the bottom.
It's attention to detail like that, that when you're looking then at the seam at the top, they do just flow perfectly.
Well, the great thing about this is if you're doing the quilting all the way across as it shows you in the pattern, nobody's going to see the bottom,
No,
but we are going to have a little nosy at the top.
Now, even though you're going through 2 layers of foam and 2 layers of fabric, still don't need your walking foot. Nah.
You can use your walking foot if you want to, and it is.
You've got one, yeah, it's worth popping it on, isn't it? But not completely necessary. The machine is small but mighty, isn't it? It is handling really well.
It really is. Of course, you've got your 2 fabrics there. So on this project here, like I do with all boxed corners on the bottom, I've sewn to the end, teased that fabric out, and then sewn the next section.
Just so you know, the graphic that's in at the moment, you will need to speak to the customer service team to get that. Issue 5, option 1. Which one is it? Is it the one that I've got here? Issue 5. I just don't want to show you the wrong one. Option 1, Kerrie, talk me. Is this option 1, or am I looking at the?
This is option 2 that I'm working with. This fabric here.
Ah, so it's the other one.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you. It's not that one. Sorry, not yet, not yet. Let me see. So hang on, and I will show you through. I think it is this one. So you might need to correct me if I'm wrong, but it's this one. So the placemats and the table runner, and it's the 4 fat quarters, the ones with the poinsettia. So you've got the poinsettia and your holly fabrics, 2 fat quarters, your spot with the gold metallic fat quarter, your green with the gold star fat quarter, and your instructions, which make this one. Your star plus your 2 placemats, which have got your cutlery holders as well. That's correct, isn't it? Thank you. Okay. Thanks, Kat. Sorry, Kerrie, I know they just had a little issue with your microphone. I think everyone can hear you now. You're back.
We're back. It's a good job we have Kat. Okay, so I've just sewn the same sides on the lining fabric just there. So I'm just going to trim all those joining threads. We're simply repeating on the outside the same as we repeat on the inside there. So to give this bag that beautiful structure, what we're going to do now is to just box these corners. So when you pinch those in, just make sure that you're pinching through those fabrics so the 2 fabrics are lining up. And the next thing that we're going to do here, you've got a lot of layers, is take our time to marry up those seams, slide a pin through all of those layers and make sure those seams are nesting together.
The clip's going to be easier to do this?
Clips are definitely easier. They're definitely easier to work with. But what I find, particularly with doing the seam when I'm using a foam, is sometimes that fabric underneath can slip.
Right.
So just by using the pins,
it really holds it all
yeah,
in place.
it secures that into place. And repeat that on the opposite side as well.
So you're opening those seams up.
We're opening the seams this time. Because we want to distribute all that foam there. And we'll do the same on the lining fabric as well. Now, to complete this, which we won't do today, you're just finishing it off with a little binding when we pop the 2 layers. So I will talk you through that in just a moment. And what makes it really easy here at this stage is when you're working with 2 vibrant colours, it's much easier to see those seams.
Yeah.
So this time I'm pushing the seams, one to the left, one to the right, pinning through both of those seams, and the same on the opposite side as well. Making sure you feel through the fabrics that they are nesting together. So we'll sew across those seams now, or those raw edges, starting with your reverse stitch. Make sure those pins are far enough back that you're not going to come into contact or remove those. And the same on the second side.
It's a nice size actually, isn't it? Because especially you've got that boxy bottom. It'd be nice to be able to put like gifts in. I know you said that your friend, someone you know, who did the afternoon tea.
So one of the ladies who's made this used this as a gift, and she popped all homemade. I don't ever do any homemade stuff. So homemade jam, homemade scones, a small bottle of wine,
oh, nice.
2 little glasses.
Mince pies?
I'm no good at doing anything like that. I'm good at sewing.
I was going to say, too busy sewing.
And making the school
What about
lunches,
filling
that's
mince
my
pies?
job. Oh yeah, mince pies.
I love mince pies. And you know, like, what's the other one? Stollen.
Yes.
I really love anything marzipan-y.
Yes, definitely.
Oh, really fancy a mince pie now. We should have got mince pies in, especially for your show. You hate mince pies. Paul.
All the more
I'm
for
back.
us.
Yeah, exactly, yeah.
Okay, so when we turn this now the right way out, trim all of your seams there.
Okay.
And we're going to turn this out so we can see that lovely structure of that lovely little basket there. And because I've sewn in red, you perhaps won't see, but when you take a time to line up those little seams there, they all naturally, you know, rest together, which is lovely. Now to put this together, which I'm not going to complete today, I just want to show you how to get that lovely finish on the bottom. Then it's really nice and simple. Just match up your seams on the outer and the top, which we're going to do. And then you're going to pin all the way around the outer part of the raw edge of the bosal of the fabric. And just make sure you've got a lovely finish on there. Make sure those seams are marrying up on the top. And it's important here that you do this from the outer fabric because of the way you pop it onto your machine.
Ah, okay.
So it's much easier to move your fabrics
I'm
as
pleased
you're
you said
sewing.
that, because someone will spend ages pinning and pinning and then go,
And
oh,
it's like,
actually,
yeah.
this is a nightmare there when I'm at my machine.
Yeah, I mean you could always reverse the bag, but we know that our fingers will come into contact with a pin, so it's not a particularly nice experience if that happens. So always pin on the outside for this project. And we'll do that on both sides.
Yeah.
And to complete this raw edge here, on your templates, you've got your templates there for your binding. So we'll pop a nice binding on here. If you have a little look at your basket, because we use the two different contrasting threads, then you can either, you know, have the opposite fabric so they really pop, or you can work fabric, you know, pattern on pattern.
It looks lovely, doesn't it?
It really does make it stand out. So first of all, you're going to sew along that raw edge to secure those layers together, and then attach your binding. To get the nice bottom that you can see there, now you could absolutely leave this as it is, but what you'll find with the foam is that it curves.
Oh yes, I didn't realise you've got this lip at the bottom.
So to have that lovely finish on there, that lovely lip, what we're going to do, if I just sew that just a little bit, just so it holds it into place for me.
That is giving it way more structure, isn't it? Again, being able to do that.
It just finishes it so beautifully, I think.
Oh, if you've got a free arm on your machine, this is a really handy point to use it, isn't it? If you can.
Oh yeah. So I'm just going to sew just around the top, just so I know that this is secured in place as I show you the next stage. And it's always worth, especially when working with foam, to just take a moment and sew those fabrics together, especially because we're going to put binding on. Then all you've got to really focus on at that stage is the, you know, getting that binding right. I'll just do a little bit on this side as well. So at this stage you can remove all of your pins, so none of those are coming into contact as you do the next stage. So what to do here is to really push that seam, really get that lining in there flat and fold it back on itself. So as you fold this back on itself, you're lining up those two corners.
Right.
And then we're simply going to press to give that a nice firm finish on there. Keep that in place and then pin through all of your layers. So again, we've got a lot of foam to go through.
I like these pins actually because they're long, aren't they?
Glide
and they're
through,
sharp,
yeah.
and they've got because they've got the little head. They're easy to.
They're so
take
easy
out.
to work with, and they just glide through all of the layers that you're working with. Now I am going to leave those pins in there, so when you do this, it's certainly very helpful to pin all of those layers to make this stage easy. Make sure they're a good thumb space back. We're going to sew from the 2 points here, 1/4 of an inch in, to make sure we catch that lining fabric. So you've got the same nice finish on the inside as you have on the outside of your project as well. So start with your reverse stitch. And then trim away those joining threads And you can see that makes a real difference when you're finishing.
Yeah, it does.
It really gives that, you know, a great base on there. And also, if you have a little look on the inside, because you've used that 1/4 inch seam, you know, from that fold, you've got that nice finish on the inside. So you've got a great finished boxed bottom that'll stand proud on your Christmas table.
Absolutely. I'm thinking also, like we had it with the plants in, and I didn't think about that, but you could have poinsettia and you could decorate it and have it as your centrepiece, couldn't
Absolutely,
you?
yeah.
They're so lovely. And the great thing is you can throw them in the wash, obviously, and you can use them again for all sorts, for every year. Remember, this one is part of issue 4, which isn't just this caddy, is it? You've also got
the bowl.
2 of the bowl cozies that you'll make. And also, how many of the mug rugs?
You can make 2 of the mug rugs.
2 of the mug rugs as well. So that's such great value, isn't it? For $29.99, that is a lot for your money. So, RIL101 is the first item code number. This is option 1. So the colourways that you've seen all the demos made out of, you have all of your instructions and all of your fat quarters. So you'll be able to get to make obviously your basket, 2 of your bowl cozies, and then 2 of your coasters or mug rugs as well. All of your instructions plus your templates. You'll be able to watch back every show today. The cutting guide that Kerrie mentioned at the start is this one, so it just shows you how to lay out your pattern pieces onto your fat quarter to be able to get the most out your fat quarter. I know that this is what Kerrie's all about, getting the most value for your money, being able to have gorgeous quality fabrics, great quality instructions, but also being a bit of a savvy saver and getting the most for your money. So we've even got the cutting diagram there as well. 4 of your beautiful fat quarters. That is issue 4, option 1. Next option is, say that again, Kat. Got it. This one, please. So this is again issue 4, option 2. Yes, so you are getting all of your instructions, you're getting your templates, and you're also getting all of your fabrics as well. So you've got all of your fat quarters, your holly in red with your gold metallic thread, your green with your metallic threads, your reds with your gold metallic spot, and then your cream with your gold metallic spot as well. All of those available. And they are absolutely beautiful, aren't they? So they're 4 fat quarters plus your instructions. That is, remember, option 2 of issue 4. Sorry, I don't mean to keep looking it to the side over here. It's just because all of the info, my graphics is over there, and I do want to make sure that I'm saying this absolutely correctly. So sorry if I'm not looking at the camera. Next one. Issue 5, which is for our placemats and our table centre, which is this lovely star, and also your placemats with your cutlery as well, your cutlery little pouch. So this time you're getting your instructions and your patterns, plus you're getting all 4 fat quarters, fat quarter fun. This is, remember, issue 5, option 1. The same colourways as issue 4, option 1. If you do just want to fill your table with all coordinating fabrics, which is a good idea, isn't it? We're thinking a lot of people are going to probably want to multi-bind this, so this is the best way of showing you. And then finally, this one, which is issue 5, option 2. Your placemat, your table runners, your instructions, your diagrams, all your pattern, all of your patterns and templates, plus the fabrics, the beautiful 4 fat quarters with the gold metallic spots in red and ivory, and then your 2 holly fabrics, which are really lovely as well. Right, if in doubt, call the customer service team and they will be able to help you. Don't worry, if any aren't appearing on the web underneath you, then speak to the customer service team. All should be fine, but have a look on the web or speak to the team. Okay, where are we going next, Kerrie?
Can I have the template for issue 5, please?
Issue 5.
I seem to have picked up the template for issue 4.
Let me see if I've got one in here. Absolutely. This is the templates. No worries. Oh,
Lovely, thank you very much. So the next thing that we're going to do, I have had these on the show previously, and the last time we looked at how to make the star centerpiece. So this time we're going to do the star mug rug.
So that was the star centerpiece.
That was the star
on
centerpiece.
The previous show, which is lovely, isn't it? That's really nice.
This centerpiece is also the same for the mug rug on the placemat as well.
Right, brilliant. So you also have that lovely little pouch, don't you, to put your cutlery?
Yes. So that little star that you've got there just on the centre of the placemat is also the same way we're going to make the mug rugs.
Amazing. So hang on, I've got this completely wrong then. You get a table centre, 2 placemats and 2 mug rugs.
And 2 mug rugs.
Brilliant. You also get 2 star mug rugs. Fantastic.
So what we're going to do first of all is to just cut those pieces together. And the reason that I've done this is you can repeat the same sort of step that you've learned, whether you're starting with a placemat or whether you're starting with your mug rug, and that also goes on your centerpiece as well. Obviously your centerpiece has got that little quilting in there as well, using the strips from the fabric. So for this we're simply going to need 6 of the diamonds here, so 2 of each of the fabrics. So again, a nice little project. And actually, if you're having the 2 different projects, it's nice to have the different options there to pop your bowls and things onto them. So the first thing to do is to place your diamonds out in the right order as that little, as the template shows you there. There we go, let's get it in the right way. And to choose, because you actually only need 3 of the fabrics to create this project.
Oh, nice. So you can have a bit of a choice of what colours.
Yeah, so I'm going mainly with the reds here, or you can work with different ones. So to do this, what we're going to do is to just separate those into 2 sections. And these are small pieces. So just take a few pins and we mirror what we do on the top the same as we do on the bottom. So bringing this in, and what's really important is that those 2 points marry up there. 1 pin's fine, just through there because it's a small piece of fabric. Using your 1/4 inch seam, just sew along, making sure that those 2 points, as I said, are matching up, and that's how you get that beautiful centerpiece. As we bring that back to the table now, we'll press that in just a moment. In fact, they're small enough, we'll just finger crease those. So you're pressing the seam towards the first diamond, if you like. As you place the second one on, and the way you know is that when these marry up here, they are in line. If you press it the opposite way, it won't work anyway. So you'll know. The stages are in the instructions anyway, but you'll know because we want these 2 points to marry up. Place that nicely on top, pop your pin into there. And then again, we're just sewing across that little raw edge with that 1/4 inch. To create the first half of our little star mug rug. There. As you turn this onto the back, naturally your seams are in the same direction. So I tend to, because this is small, just run my finger across there to crease it. And naturally as you press those seams, you've got that 1/4 inch there on your straight edge. So we'll repeat that on the second side.
Oh, you've done all the hard work for us.
The bit that I love.
Oh gosh, I know that you said it's just so difficult trying to get the time now to design new patterns all the time, isn't it?
Yeah.
I bet you're always sort of thinking though, designing in your head. Do you look at things and think, oh, that would be good?
My husband watches a lot of films. I tend to look at them for the pictures in the background or the wallpaper, and sometimes you'll pick up and I'll say, just pause there.
Yeah.
So I can just have a quick look. So the same with this one, making sure there that those raw edges marry up, pinning those into position. It's like, do you even know what's going on in the film? And I don't, but I know that I've picked up a few ideas from either the art in the background or the wallpaper, or maybe a cushion that they've got on the sofa. There's inspiration everywhere, isn't there? And I think when you're creative, you're naturally, we're naturally drawn to that and naturally looking as well. I've just got a little bit there. So turning those over, pressing those seams in the same way. The problem is there's just not enough hours in the day, so we need a few
No.
more hours to do all of the things. So I can see I'm slightly out, so I'm just going to trim that there. What we're doing here now is we're going to line this up on top. You've got your 1/4 inch, so to get that nice perfect point in the centre, if you rest these on top of each other and roll those points out, so that green point marries up. And actually, just a little top tip, work with your darker fabrics because it's easier to see that when you're doing this stage. So just roll those out, they will marry up together, pin through those fabrics. And you can see just how fast these are to sew together as well.
Yeah, these are great. There's loads of different ways you can use these as well, isn't there? Again, for decorations. And
You could pop a little hanging loop on this and pop them on the tree.
Oh, yeah, good idea.
So the same, you know, exactly the same. You could pop just a little hanging loop on there and it could become a tree decoration. Or as you really like your personalised stuff, you could hand embellish these and they could become a gift tag.
Oh, good idea.
Just going to reduce the stitch on there. So although the pattern, you know, it's designed to be the mug rug, there's lots of ways that just using these techniques can help. So as we bring this open now and give that a little press, we've got that lovely point there in the centre. I've got a lot of excess thread, so I'll just get rid of that excess thread. And your seam stays in this one direction just here. And again, this is a great way to use up all those small remnants in your project. So this time, there isn't a template for the back of the star, because as we know, things can often change sort of shape as we're sewing those together. So the next thing we're going to do is to just pop that onto a square. It does give you the measurements.
Fab.
It also makes it much easier to sew around by just having that square rather than trying to, you know, get your star to fit and marry up on there.
That's a good point. I wouldn't have even thought of that. Yeah, trying to do 2 stars together, all those points must be really difficult.
Particularly
Actually,
difficult,
if it's a square.
So what we're going to do here is just leave a little turning gap about 1 inch. We want to avoid the points and also that centre there. And we're simply going to sew all the way around all those raw edges. I have popped some batting just on the back as well, and I've popped those pattern facing. And again, just using that 1/4 inch. When you get to the seam of each of your diamonds, drop your needle and pivot your project, and that will give you that lovely point on each of those stars.
Have I pressed your locking stitch?
Yeah, I pressed the wrong button.
There's the needle down button next to it.
That's what I thought I was pressing. There we go. And the same on the other sides as well.
Right, so we've had a call. They will go onto the website, but it will be after 12 o'clock today. I wouldn't wait until then. Call the customer service team. It's literally just this one that's not appearing on the web, and it will be in about 20 minutes or so, but it's really, really limited. So if you have got it in your basket, or if you can't find it, if you're thinking about it, speak to the customer service team. They're so lovely. They're literally down the road from us, even closer than they were when we were in our last studio. And it's free to call from anywhere, UK landline or mobile. Yeah, speak to them and be able to get this. The item code there you can see at the top of the screen is QUL149. Or of course, it should be on there, all being well that it hasn't sold out after 12 o'clock.
So the next thing that I'm doing is just cutting along those raw edges. And I find that this is a nicer, faster way, and also it helps you by having just that square on the background to pivot to pivot on each of those points as well. So just trim away your excess fabric. We have got a small turning gap there, but what we're going to do is to just trim nice and close to each of those points because we are using a batting in there.
And you want to keep that nice sharp point.
So I tend to angle the scissors here about 1/2 inch, so we've just got that lovely point onto the star there. And then we've got that turning gap.
just so you know, for anybody who was asking us about the Christmas tree garland that's in the back. I know that we're not going to have time to really talk about it too much today, but it is back in stock. We did beg and plead, Kerrie, saying, I know it sold out on your last show and you've managed to put together a limited amount of bundles.
Limited this time.
So if you do want it, in fact, let me show you the bundle. I'm back. There it is. So in here, for $12.99. Is that right?
Yeah.
$12.99. No wonder everybody's been bombarded us saying, can you get any more? Can you get any more? In fact, I know that you've privately had messages as well saying, when is it coming back on the show? So if you want it, grab it now, because we're not going to get a chance to demo this. You've got, what is it that you're getting in this kit, Kerrie?
Three different coordinating fabrics.
Yeah.
They're 24 by 10 inches each piece.
Right.
You're getting 2 meters of ribbon for your hanging loops and also to hang your little trees on there.
Fab.
And you're also getting 60 grams of toy stuffing as well.
Ah, nice.
So I've got the stuffing here, but you do get your toy stuffing in there as well.
Brilliant. You get the ribbon, the toy stuffing, all your fabrics and your instructions, plus you get your Christmas tree template. They're lovely, aren't they? They are really, really lovely. Just £12.99. That will sell out in a heartbeat. Whoever wants it, grab it now. Is that one on the web okay? Your plush padded tree garland. Well, have a look now and just check that that's on the website. It was this morning. Yeah, it's there if you want it. Back in stock. I know that we launched that a couple of weeks ago, wasn't it? A couple of weeks ago now, and it sold out in the first showing. Limited bundles of those available. Right, sorry Kerrie, what is it that you're doing now?
So all I've done is I've turned that through that little hole. Because it's such a small hole, just take your time and use, a pointy tool, or be really careful with the tip of your scissors if you're doing that with your scissors. And then all I'm doing to finish this is to just top stitch to give that lovely finish on there, so you haven't got any folds in your fabric. And then that is your little star mug rug, which is a little different. I think this is lovely, a lovely project to complement the placemats on the table centre.
Absolutely.
If you wanted to do this like the Christmas trees, instead of top stitching as I am here, you could pop some toy stuffing into that turning gap, and then you've got some little hanging stars.
Nice. Good idea. Get both kits, then you've got the option, haven't you? You've got options to do so.
You could have bunting everywhere.
You
or
could
your
have
table
an alternate,
decorations.
a couple of Christmas trees, stars,
Yeah.
and then they're going to match your Christmas sacks as well, because you've got stars, applique stars and Christmas trees. It's going to look all very coordinated, isn't it? I love it. Real classy Christmas. I love it. And I think, especially at Christmas, you get them out every single year. These are going to be things that you are going to keep revisiting each year, and I'm sure if you're making them for somebody else as well, they're going to love and cherish them.
So that is, just trim all those little joining threads there. There is your little either mug rug, or if you want it as a gift tag, or even your plush padded little stars. You've got your little star there with that lovely point in the centre.
I love it, absolutely love it. Now, right, we've got 10 minutes more.
Oh, we've got 10 minutes.
10 minutes. Well, I say 10 minutes, we literally, they cut us off at 12 o'clock. 10 minutes max, so is there anything else that you want
Shall we continue with the basket, or shall we look at the Christmas tree garland?
Yeah, we could do that. The Christmas tree garland is so limited, by the way, just so you know. It's £12.99. You get everything that you need, the ribbon, the toy stuffing, all of your fabrics, everything that you need there. I don't even think there is any point really talking about that too much, because that will completely sell out. You've demoed it before, have you not?
Yes.
Right, okay.
Yeah, I think the last time we had it on was about 3 weeks ago, and I demoed how easy it was to put that together there.
Amazing. So we're going back to your caddy.
So we're going back to the caddy.
Now this is from issue 4 of all of your instruction series. Issue 4, option 1, which is the colourway that, the one that you're working with.
I'm working with option 2.
2, so the one that I'm holding here.
That's right, yeah.
The poinsettia and the hollies. Sorry, it's been a long day. It's actually gone so fast today, like the fastest day ever.
It's
Busy,
also
busy.
because we've got lots of options, and they're similar too, aren't they? They're very similar, even the fabrics are similar.
They'll all look lovely together actually, won't they? I know that we're saying, oh, if you want them all coordinated, it'll look great, but actually they're all sort of still your reds and your golds and your greens, your very rich colours that will look lovely if you're mixing and matching them.
So if I go ahead and I can show you just very quickly how to add that binding. You have got templates in your kit, but just so I can very quickly, while we've got a few minutes left, to show you how to add that binding. I can just use the rotary cutter. So your binding, as with all your binding here, is 2.5 inches. And as I said, in this project there, we have the option to have the same fabrics sitting on top of each other or to mix those up. So you've got your 2 different fabrics. I think my strips are longer than what's in your kit, but you've got your templates there. Place those 2 fabrics on top of each other along that shortest raw edge. Place your pins through the fabric and we're going to sew those together. I really like having the different bindings together to really make the fabrics pop.
I must say that scrappy binding looks really good, and like you say, whether you want to coordinate it or whether you want it to contrast, it works really, really well.
So let's just measure this around. So to pop this binding on, what we're going to do is to just fold over one of the shortest raw edges by about 1/2 inch and press to begin with. And then fold your fabrics in half. Folding your seams so they're facing the same direction. And also the same on the second side. And then as we fold these raw edges into that centre fold, we'll get that lovely binding that we can just overlap onto those raw edges. And along the second side as well. And just to give that a lovely finish, fold that in half once more, making sure those folded edges are marrying up. Now I particularly love sew line glue pens, and because I've always got one
They are available on the website. We have got them.
Where, you know, we find different reasons to use them. And this is really helpful, especially as the binding is on a curve here. So I'm just using the back of a piece of fabric just so none of this transfers onto the iron. I might need to get a different blue pen.
Empty.
Yeah.
You can grab that one.
Is that okay?
Yeah, no problem.
Managed to pick up the empty one.
They're well loved.
They're well loved
here, yeah.
And generally I do manage to pick up the pen that doesn't work or the glue pen that's empty. So just line a little bit of glue along each side. Allow your fabrics to cool because we don't want the glue to dry too quickly at this stage. And this is definitely where your, you know, your quilting clips will really come in. So because we want that seam to sit nice on the top, we're going to line up that centre seam together.
Good idea.
If you pop your clips on to the fabric and follow this around the contours of that curve, and having the glue, especially if you've got the clips, I haven't got too many clips to hand here, but that will secure it to your fabric so it holds it in position when we come to sew that together in a moment. If you're using pins, then just as I'm doing here, make sure again that you're following the contours of the fabric and slide that pin through a couple of times just to secure it into place.
Love the fact that we're always finding new ways of using the Solar glue pen.
I love
it's
it.
Really handy, isn't it?
It's one of my favourite things, really. I use it for so
it's
many
only
things.
Temporary, isn't it? It's just a temporary glue.
But this is perfect for this because it holds it into place. So as we bring that onto the bottom now, that overlaps. Your template will only allow it to overlap by 1/4 inch. So all the sizes are worked out for you.
Perfect.
And then that secures that into place. And on the opposite side, where you've got that folded edge, that will go over that raw edge there and also line up with that seam on the bottom.
And did you stitch both sides? You have with the zigzag on the machine, which is so handy, isn't it? So easy.
You could hand stitch this if you want to. You could absolutely hand stitch this. You know, you can use your straight stitch as well, of course, but I just find that the zigzag.
Like that zigzag.
I do like the zigzag. And also, it's very decorative, but it distributes the zigzag equally across. If you've got that fold on your binding in the right place, you know you're catching it, and again it looks decorative on there.
Just while Kerrie's pinning round, can I tell you about tomorrow's show? Tomorrow it's Debbie, she's back in with you, and Fiona Hesford's here. Oh, brilliant. You'll have a lovely day tomorrow. They've got a great dressmaking day tomorrow. At 8 o'clock, of course, as always, you've got your early bird special, along with dressmaking, fabrics and tools with Debbie. And then at 9 o'clock, the Peggy Top, you've probably seen it on social media, Peggy Top with our lovely Fiona at 9. At 10 o'clock, Debbie's going to teach us lots of great applique techniques and different ways and different tools to help us with applique. And then at 11 o'clock, we've got the Mildred Pinafore and the military hat with Fiona Hesford. Again, oh, I wonder whether she's going to bring in her head mannequin for it. Haven't seen it here at Sewing Street, and I love it. Remember, she's got this lovely head with all beautiful hair and really nice. Reminds me, she's got a nice face. Reminds me of Liza Minnelli. Like very glamorous head. Hope she brings it. She's got a name for it as well. I can't remember what it is. Anyway, that's tomorrow's show. So, just pinning round. We might not get time to stitch it all.
So once you've pinned it, literally once you've pinned it into place, if you pop the binding, it's easy for you to see as well when you've got that nice contrast on the centre of your machine foot. Increase your zigzag stitch to the widest stitch, and then you know that when you're zigzagging through that binding, you're distributing it on the inside as well as the outside of your fabrics as well.
Brilliant. Thank you so much. Pit stop through Christmas, my word. We've got so much done though. Please, if I have one word of wisdom, look through the website, have a look what's available, type in Living in Loveliness. The tree garland, just so you know, is still available at the moment. It is still available. I can't believe it's still available at £12.99. We do have a limited amount of kits of these still available, so grab that whilst you can. As Kerrie said, it was demoed a few weeks ago now, if you want to watch it back on YouTube. Your plush padded tree garland with all of your patterns, your fabrics galore for £12.99. You also get your filling, your toy stuffing, and you get some ribbon as well. 2 metre ribbon, did you say? Woo, 2 metre ribbon as well. So brilliant. You get loads and loads for your money. Kerrie, when are you back?
Back next week.
No Christmas next week.
Christmas next week.
But then the following week.
I mean, every other week. Okay. And we will be doing Christmas once a month, round about the middle of the month.
Good. We'll see you next Thursday.
Next Thursday.
Do you know what you're doing?
I've got some new things to show you next week.
Very exciting. Thank you so much.
You're
it's
welcome.
Always a joy having you here. We love you having here, especially when you bring Christmas makes. See you soon.
See you soon.
Kerrie. Okay, so check out your basket on any of the kits. What a few days we've had. It's been lovely. Well done to Kat as well, making her first television debut, 2 days on the trot. She also said, please can I just say, because I promised I would and I forgot to say hello to Andy and Paula. That's what she wanted to do, a shout out. So Andy and Paula, she didn't forget. She was just very nervous. And then as soon as we came off air, she said, I forgot. Thanks, Paul, as well. He's back now. He's swimming. He knows what he's doing. Thank you ever so much for your company. Debbie's going to see you tomorrow morning, bright and early at 8 o'clock. Check out your baskets on any of your Christmas kits. And we'll see you tomorrow. Have a nice week.